What's up?
Would you want me to explain to you?
Like, what am I taking a picture of? Like, what?
Pim will be there. We wanted, hopefully he's not in time. Just waiting for you and Lauren. We wanted to try and humanize him. Because every photo we have is him in a uniform playing. So with that in mind, we're going to the shoot. But it's super.
They always ask for like.
Yeah.
Huh?
Go ahead.
You get it?
Yeah, I'm hearing. I'm listening.
Yeah, look, I know this way there's other stuff besides playing basketball. That's what we're doing. So I don't know if he has instruments or what. I'm sure that's what he's spoken to him or whatever. We'll see.
Okay. All right, I'll figure it out. Tell Josue, what time is it? Oh, okay. We still have time. Just like no one in here. Its selection's about to start.
Yeah, there's a lot of build-up.
Usually.
It's too wordy?
Huh?
It's too wordy?
The Reaper or the
Caption.
Huh? Oh, most.
That's okay. I have one too.
Legally, we're going to what is that?
Don't.
All right, it's working.
Can I play your video? I should have done with the whole. I put the regular time.
You don't understand the medium. Oh, somebody said. Oh, I have a favorite person also.
Oh my god! Is it the guy who thinks that up at his company?
No, it's the guy.
I've never read
Like that, how great it is. Well, Johnny and Mike last year, but it's a lot of time. He pulled it up and grabbed it the whole day. What was the sign say? It was split up.
The old guy?
Hey man, what's
No,
going
Is
on?
that why he's that small?
No,
He
it's
was right
Hey,
now?
can you get at the brew or two or not? Huh? Okay, yeah, Pim will be there so we can finally get some photos of him. And then we'll also have Muhammad there. You met Muhammad last weekend, second photo. Okay, and if there's anything specific that you might want, just run it by Mo when you get there. I don't know. We want to get pictures of Pam outside of that.
Oh shit, there's a delay on Google.
Pam will be there and Justin.
Hey, that's a good thing. There's a nip slip, I can like turn it on. I'm gonna change the camera.
Not homeless.
Yeah.
So enforcement.
Wait, that's true. I haven't spelled it yet. How do you spell it?
It does.
Yeah.
PC3 for 10?
Huh?
PC3 for 10?
But they just get a little foggy. I'll take it. Yeah. That's like.
It's gonna fall apart.
With,
Yes.
yeah. Not water.
Ooh, that's hard to think. Well, just say it if you need to.
Of me, not the. I think
Is
it's.
that what? That's good. Can we say it?
Is that mine?
Five. There's one viewer. Huh? What do you mean? What is
Is
this?
this that live feed thing?
Yeah.
Are you doing it off of your little computer?
Yeah, and then we're gonna stick it somewhere. Why not? Yeah, we're going to.
Yeah, bracelet.
And Asia.
Who's wait about a half hour.
I am on my computer.
Longer than a half hour. Wait, what time is it?
Because you math, obviously. You're very punctual.
Hello. Yeah, we're good.
Ignore him.
Why does it look so choppy?
Oh, well, let me get it to where it is. Guess I'm holding it.
Wait, look, are you gonna answer them like that when they get here?
It's pretty good.
With the connection, or is it just
I
because
understand. I thought you were gonna gracefully bow out like I told you.
hello?
That's good enough. At a moment's notice, that's actually pretty good enough. It's like pretty good enough.
Talk about how much you care about and love the staff. That's your.
I want to tape it right there. Can you do that?
Oh, that's more or less what Devin did. Learn your history.
No,
You're
I
gonna
don't
get
care.
slammed down.
Like
No,
tape
I got
somewhere.
40 history. You know what that means?
Hey,
Yeah, you will.
Any current editors?
I'm gonna break
Yo, that is dangerous. I hope you don't like.
Same up.
Because not gonna work. You go like, well, yes, that's fine. Well, Kate, yeah. My voice is so thunderous.
No, not that.
come on. You're gonna give me a small one?
What do you want? Like one like a 2 mile long?
No, the BSU guys stole it because it's a black student union. They used it for their banner. Do we have another tape? Did someone go across and see if they have like duct tape?
I really wish I could, but I don't want to, and I don't want to be.
Come on, someone go across. Someone with boobs.
Stop.
I need to know where all the cameras are.
And then we'll do it like they do it in the newsroom, and like the red light, the one that you are.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we did.
BSU took it.
Wait, what?
The Gaffa tape, BSU took it. Black Student Union. Yeah, to borrow it. They didn't bring it back.
What the fuck? That's the only good tape we had. Well, then
Can we go across SG?
that's not even.
I know. It's supposed to go like this. I'm gonna put a tape like that so it holds it.
I don't know where you want.
Can you like go to SG? Fuckers. Fuckers, everyone. Fuckers.
I don't. I couldn't reverse that.
How break is gonna break, and the pink is gonna shake. I'm just gonna shake. Come on, you see the trumpet.
I have to concentrate.
It's the trumpet, it's the
I'm
line.
preparing.
I don't really know what
else.
Yeah, but that's cover out.
No.
Yeah.
You know, like, Joe was like, you think video.
What else?
That was definitely like,
No, I don't know.
yeah, that's really good. I mean, it's like, so much fun. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We do 6 seconds. That, you know,
There you go. That works. You won't even get that in.
where are you putting it? So it's happening. So who is today? What I asked Joe.
Is that big enough?
Was that on?
Yeah, it's pretty big. Yeah, we're live.
No, are we really live?
Yeah, we're live.
Why are you putting the time?
Yeah.
Why not?
No, I mean like right now.
Oh, so I can test it out?
And then when that falls on someone's face,
It's not gonna fall.
Okay, how far are we on Ebola? PC4 right now.
It's down there.
Admissions, that is going on to PC3
It
right
doesn't
now.
show on
Oh,
my
it is?
phone,
Yeah.
but
Oh, I'm
Hold on, hold on, hold on. It's a new link, so
PC3 right now.
Yeah. Probably give me
Oh,
that.
we're not live yet.
Has the crate story come out yet? No. Those are the PC1 for
I need a longer one. Tape.
you can't use like a GoPro or like some other video to look it up.
Will it do it live? I'm not the photo person. Photo person's on a plane right now.
No photo.
She'll never get your-
Short.
Where? She's here.
Guess that's enough. And then I put the charger on.
You sure? Sure? I will be
You always walk in on the wrong moment.
Why are you more qualified than Ryan Murphy?
You get to my face though.
That angle.
Per sec.
Is that the screen?
If I see Chris.
Hey.
Where is it? Oh my god. It's gonna fall on someone.
That's what I said.
And there's
If anything,
inside,
it's gonna fall in
inside.
here.
No, it's not gonna fall because there's a it's
Yeah,
inside.
keep moving.
It's just gonna like topple. It's not gonna like.
I've got a 60%
It's like when you're in the
chance
store
that
and you walk in the
falling
door and
during
everybody
that.
do. Are you gonna live tweet it like?
Is it gonna start on the time that it does?
Especially since they tell me it's asking
No, that's the wrong one. Really? The one that we,
Post the link
Yeah.
on Facebook.
the one that we posted on
Post
Twitter is
the link on
wrong?
Twitter.
Is the one on Twitter really wrong?
Hi, people.
It's not live right now.
Hi, internet.
That's a shame that it's at an angle such that you won't be able to see the.
Anything?
Yeah, we can move it over.
Or rearrange it so that it's this way.
Yeah, but you wouldn't capitalize it. So that's or you can rewrite it. Direct your blah blah blah.
Yeah, anyway, is the one on Twitter really wrong? What one on Twitter? Okay, take that one off. Reverse dialogue.
So erase that
Okay,
tweet?
well then just retweet it. Say new link for live stream. He can just retweet. Link for live stream. New link for live stream. And then we'll retweet it from the student media account. Yeah, well, your link is up on the YouTube on Twitter. So you delete the former tweet, but have the same copy.
Yes.
I remember how to.
What?
Yeah.
No, turn it off.
It's not takes longer than 2 hours.
You didn't get a time limit for everybody? What's your ask for?
I didn't know. I said I was gonna do it, but I didn't. Keep that in mind, Mark, guys. You go from there. Oh, wow. That's great. This shit, we're in the future. watching the live stream on your phone?
And it's 1,
It's live already?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14.
Whoa.
It's not a
Go out.
I wanna see.
19. That's like a 22-second lag. It's not bad though. Wait, maybe
More than that.
Yeah.
Do you have any? I should even know that.
I mean, it's a good speed, but it's just
2 hours later.
wait. 240p. Also good like minute lag. Yeah, that's like a minute lag.
With the stuff I'm gonna say, you don't want me to.
We don't have the please button.
Yeah, it's like radio. It's like cut it out.
Oh,
My special issue, my cover story, yearly review, baseball special issue, mid-semester review, and then three-quarter semester review. I like it. I think they're gonna go for it. Hey, Andrew, what are your 5 cover stories? What are your 10 cover stories?
10 total?
20.
69.
I'll give you 39.
What's your semester?
Vision. You have 5. What?
I have my car.
That's not gonna happen.
Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike. Wait. Christina?
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, Mike.
Why would you say that, Emily? What? Take out your teeth. What? Why? Not you. No. No. Like, I feel like it's more of a deal. Listen to me.
No one.
A bitch? Thank you. You're so what?
Welcome.
Oh, that's cute, that picture. Is that bacon? Oh, no.
I'll print them just fine. Where is it? No, that's the
Got any? Is this the rest of it? Go sick.
I was really, I tweeted a lot.
I don't look great though.
Oh.
You look amazing. You plug it in.
That is
no. Is your audio low?
Yeah.
Yes.
What about one of those computers? I just emailed it to you.
Johan already did.
See
you.
Oh, you need it?
Can you tape it? Can you tape it?
Oh,
it's not.
On a Tuesday. I know that's not work.
No, do it from here. That's fine. Do it from here. Save it on my thing.
Does it tell you how many viewers you get on this?
Yeah, there's only one.
Yeah, it's Johan.
What?
Johan.
What happened?
And one like Gideon and like 2 other former editors.
This might be a bad press, but honestly. It went straight to my ass. I almost had that on. What's that?
I mean, you could take pictures. It's Johan. I hope it picks up your voice in this live stream.
Yeah.
What is that? It's
Wait a minute.
I mean, you could really cut that one.
Good. Does the screen turn off?
41 people.
No. Can you make it
You
bigger?
can set it so it doesn't, the screen doesn't go off.
Can I make it bigger? Just, yeah, program. Adjust. Change.
I'm used to doing it so that my my laptop goes when I shut the top.
We're live feed. What happened?
Is it working?
Live, don't be live.
Really?
Yeah, big day.
Just gonna hit one of the.
They really just pass around the like head mounted GoPro for the candidates. Like the first person to do that selection. Do we have another GoPro we could do that with, like a test rig or something? That'd be hilarious. First person to do that selection. But you can go for the.
147.
To the question. Oh, what's up? What happened? What happened when I've ever done?
Nobody called it. Wishful thinking, buckle up.
Are you nervous?
Are you nervous? Are
you this from your phone?
The minute lag.
A minute lag. Can they hear us?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can hear
I'm
everything.
sorry. Whatever. Okay. Let me try this and see if it works. Oh.
What is that? I love.
Wait, what? You want nothing.
He's on his way up.
Yeah, I'm gonna just
Starting soon.
No, you have the wrong one.
No. What do you
Yeah,
mean I have the
there's a
wrong?
second- There is another thingy.
Oh yeah, your link, the one you tweeted is wrong. You have to give it up.
They canceled.
No, but I was supposed to do the tweet. So tweet it together. We're late.
Who thinks of words like that? Wait, did you actually see him a little like boosted now? Are you wearing two hats?
It's a PDF.
Huh? Two hats? No. One? Do you want to wear two?
Cool. Let's do it.
Yeah.
No.
You're serious. What's up, dude?
Remember, I like, oh, y'all saw Cortez, remember? Yeah, laugh her as E. You shirt? Blazer? No. I usually. Every time I add to it, I'm like, why am I doing
These are the staff
Where?
notes.
Oh,
You want to press it?
Yes.
I was thinking about
Should be 6 sets of staff notes.
have to share.
Oh,
I'm gonna do it.
I want one.
Pass it around after the
All you guys on this row?
Alright, sit over here in the corner. I want one for my couch. Okay, we'll sit over here as well.
And then, yeah. Staff rotation.
I did roll.
And not to be back there. Who voted in Spanish? Can I read it? You want to see if I can finish it? That's John. After West, he has my vote. She's the best coordinator. She's the best with something. She takes photos and writes. Remembers a lot of something.
I'm good at reading.
It's in Spanish, I'm translating.
Oh.
Something perfecto, which means perfect, and feminine. We should do this all the time. Like something and something.
Ew.
That's.
I hope that she.
You're on purpose, you gotta do it.
What is it? One B.
Is that you?
After.
What?
Spanish staff vote.
No, that's Johan.
I didn't
Is
vote.
this one?
Wait, is there names on there?
Okay, so.
Oh, thank God.
Woo.
No, I mean, those are just all I had were the 6 stapled copies of those.
Wow, these are awesome.
I guess breakdown, I like that.
I was in my psychology class. I didn't know it so bad.
Mo.
No, I'm not sure. Popular.
Do you know which one's mine?
Well, I don't know.
I'm popular enough. But only one the title from my resume, except.
No,
Okay.
no, I didn't write that one.
Okay.
I was so sleepy. I was like,
Did I have that on my background?
If someone who already realizes for Sunshine and they work one job.
How do we
oh my God, let me see.
I'm sorry. Oh, really? Only one.
Oh my God.
Wait,
you-
no, I haven't read the book. Yeah, popular. Sorry.
I'm not reading it for this movie, so.
You haven't read the book yet? You should.
This is funny. For someone who already realizes for Sunshine.
No, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. It's just funny how. Hey, if I can take my light off.
No, I already read it. Did you? I want to know who wrote it. These are so. Dude.
I know.
Oh, I think I know too.
What?
You were that year when I.
Oh, okay.
This is how she writes.
Okay, that makes sense. I see that.
Yeah, I put this
All right, I'm out.
I think so anyway.
Who's recording this?
The live
It's live, it's a live, yeah. It's live streaming. We're also live streaming.
Yeah, your wife is wondering what you want, right?
Oh, she's been here before. She,
Well, the candidates.
Let me get this straight.
Behind
You can live stream this meeting, but you can't things like that.
You're so annoying.
Yeah.
Just wanted to know Does anyone not have the one question that these applicants answered? What that was. So basically, I handed out the staff votes. Basically, if you didn't vote, what these are is, staff chose who they want to be editor, and of course, like any good democracy, but those comments, more than the votes, were a selection committee, both real and fake. These are the applications. You didn't get one before, they filled out. Here, you don't have my own copy.
I can't even.
Max?
Got a 5 minute lag.
Yeah, that's my boss. If we tweeted out the link. It's been tweeted out.
Well, how much do you like a lot of stuff?
Not.
Julian,
I don't know.
there's your designer.
It's car problem.
Really got an accent?
Yeah, like on that.
That was the other day, because she was waiting to work where I had her. Right after getting a car.
It happens to other people.
Give her driver's
Lulu,
license. Did you hit her?
wait, can we talk about how one of the, what do you call it, flight attendants asked Lulu to see her driver's license because she couldn't even navigate down the aisle of the plane in a straight line with her suitcase?
I don't know what that has to do with driving.
I just thought it was funny because she's a shitty driver.
Because I was a woman and I feel like I have to address that with dressing.
No, you don't have to stand there.
Perhaps
You guys already have an editors meeting and all that? What meeting? No?
Yeah, you so loud.
Wow. What's up? Quiet.
And 11 minutes.
Can't say how was your day? It's nice out.
Huh?
It's nice out.
Cody, how are you? All right. What's happening?
It's a season, it's a season. So just wait.
Where is it?
What are you doing?
I don't know.
I was
You guys see
excited.
Neil?
No, it's for all the games. How do you They give you like one pack.
Oh, right. What about Natasha? Good.
Hey, I was just like,
Neil, do you know how remember Jason Parsons? I don't blame you. I don't blame you on that. How are you? You know, Sonia is here for the public.
Is Natasha coming? Neil, is Natasha coming?
I'm not sure. What are you gonna do with that? Tablet.
Mohammed.
Alright. Come on in. We're not gonna start until you got here. Let's just start.
Yeah.
What's the way, right? Oh.
Wes?
Hold on. All right. So, this is, welcome to the UP's 5 years going strong state editor selection. In 2012, stranger, how are you? Please have a seat.
Oh, sure, and all the available seats.
Yeah. My bad. Mine is
Nice to see you. You all right? Well, as I was saying, in 2010, the editor selection process here changed. I got fired, and the editor selection process, which will happen for real next week, has a lot of SG people on it and a lot of questions like, what's your leadership in life? Things that I'm a hiring editor. I never ask this kind of questions in real life. So this selection is to ask the questions that do get asked in real life. And it's a process that was used from 1998 until 2010 for real at the University Press. It's used in some of the largest newspapers in the country. Well, the Alligator at the University of Florida is the largest newspaper. I'm going to set them up. I'm not that. The largest student newspapers use it for several reasons. One, that very large student newspapers, much like this place, are very anarchistic, and the staff doesn't want to take orders from punk ass students. Why should they listen to other students? So the interview process is particularly brutal, so that you feel compelled, like, oh yeah, they held up pretty well and they answered the questions, and I wouldn't want to go through that shit. So like that's a good process. The second reason that a lot of schools use this process is that if it's done right, no one group is selecting the editor. So the real editor selection that they have, I don't know, it's a little weird because I think it's overrepresented in student government. But basically what happens is there's some professionals, there's some students, and advisors choosing the editor. It means that no one group chose the editor. It means that's what's called a legal firewall. It means if you put a piece in the paper and get it sued, if they can't sue the university because you were selected by a bunch of people, to figure out how that was. The third purpose is to just prove to the staff that although the paper, critique the paper all the time and we make fun of ourselves in the paper. There are professionals who take it seriously enough to get off of work to come here. Those people actually do that. So the selection committee that we have this time, mimicking the one that's been there for years. This is Sonia Isger from the Palm Beach Post. When this process was killed in 2010, Student Affairs Associate Dean Terry Mena called Sonia an emotional terrorist, citing one of the reasons to stop the editor selection the way it's done. Because let's face it, we've had a few candidates try. The highlight. She's at the Palm Beach Post. She's covered a bunch of beats. Actually, when the Palm Beach Post first went digital, the very first blog they launched was for research and development. She won national awards for her coverage, and then we complain about not being able to fill one issue of a magazine. She wants to fill the entire section of the Palm Beach Post with one piece of report. When she was in college, she was editor of The Alligator, which I don't know if you're aware. It is the largest student newspaper in the country. Publishes Monday through Friday. With the same semester that she was editor, she was also outstanding for graduate students who was the best GPA in the journalism school. The journalism school in Florida is about twice the size. Jason Parsley is editor of South Florida Day News. It's the largest day publication in the state of Florida. I will let what you guys say. I believe that you actually like state. Yeah. And when he was a former editor. He's the former editor of the University Press, the largest student newspaper at FAU. And when he was editor, he won a few awards. I think he won a few $100, right? $5,500, whatever. Won some national awards and actually wrote a story that forced the body president to resign. And wrote several other stories that basically changed the way student government works. On this campus, also, perhaps most infamously, he is responsible for the fact that you cannot drink downstairs outside the borough. Because it used to be the case that you could go outside the borough, downstairs in the student union, and say, I'm one legally able to drink person and 4 underage friends, and say, excuse me, miss, I would like 5 beers for myself, because I'm very thirsty. They would serve you 5 beers and go back inside. And he ruined it for all of you. But that's good journalism. Ruba Ramadan needs no introduction. Okay, Neil Santinello.
We just had a long conversation about how you build people up.
Yes, people. Ruba Ramadan is the current editor-in-chief, serving her second term. She is very burned out and very much expressed looking forward to this edited collection so she can get some shit back. I think that's what it was. Neil Santinello is the faculty, part-time faculty advisor for this newspaper. He teaches here. Probably some of you know that he teaches environmental journalism. May not know that in that world he's considered the shit. Won a lot of grants. Isn't that what's on the grant application? Because he won money to teach and to do environmental journalism. He was, when I was at the Sun Sentinel, he was at the Sun Sentinel. He was first a police reporter, if I remember correctly. And then became an environmental journalist of some renown. And he's going to be, this is his first time he's on the mock editor section panel. He'll be obviously on the real thing next week. So we'll see how tough he is. And can I mention my role play thing? Please. Not very well. Really? The very first semester.
At 8 a.m. It was an 8 a.m. class. What's not happening?
All right, now we have a record number of candidates, record time number of candidates. 3 times in the past, we've got 5 candidates running for editor. Those 5 candidates please stand up. Yes, that's all right, so that's 5. All right, because here's how we're going to do this. The staff votes doesn't necessarily matter who won the staff votes. It does matter what the comments are. But Wes, who won the staff votes, I believe it's 7. Ryan, you had 2. Emily, you had 1. And the other candidate had 0. So, Wes, since you won the staff vote, you want to go first or last? You'll go last. Ryan, you were second in the staff vote. You want to go first or second to last?
Opposite sex.
Good, you'll go first. Emily, you want to go second or second to last?
Doesn't matter what I say, it'll just give me the opposite. Second to last.
Okay. Wait a minute, you knew that I was gonna, you're going second. And you two will figure it out as we go along. So if everyone except for Murphy will head over to student government, we'll send someone for you when we need you. And as Murphy gets settled into the uncomfortable editor chair, which has been the editor chair for 15 years, it's actually the first editor's former patio furniture. I'll explain how this works. I'll tell you, please.
Oh, really? Your boy cleaned this morning.
Yeah, I vote for you. All right, so here's what's going to happen. Just like a job interview, right? We don't have to be fair. We don't have to ask 10 questions each candidate. We don't have to be nice. So what we're going to do is these guys are going to ask questions. I reserve the right to interrupt at any time to shorten things up. Then you guys will get a chance to ask questions. But just like we're supposed to do at our news meeting, just like any group dynamic, the questions you're supposed to ask are supposed to be relevant to everybody. So you shouldn't ask a question like, last Tuesday when I was talking to you about my story, that's not a good question. All right? Okay, so let's just jump right in. I'm going to, yes? Check it out. I'll hang on for you.
I don't know, it was my first time, so like,
You've never seen an editor selection?
I've never been in it. Like,
We had already watched it on the internet.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Can you speak at Koreski volume? If you get Koreski, everybody else hears mumble.
All right, so speak loudly.
Okay. We are live feed right now.
So we usually start with professionals, either Jason or Sonia. Start?
The internet.
Okay. So, Ryan, what's the purpose?
the UP is the right about the students, reporting students, training students, writing journalism, that fun, hold SG accountable. I think it could be whatever you want it to be. But like the bottom line, you write about FAU, the market.
So it's to serve the students.
Right.
And I think you did that, right?
Yeah. Sometimes.
Okay. So from reading your application statement, you're the business manager. Have you written for the paper before?
I wrote a column about when I took the face by a woman.
Okay, so you wrote a first person.
Yeah, I haven't done any reporting on it.
Do you think that's an important thing?
I think it is an important thing, but I don't think it's a deal breaker. On the other editors, you can ask them what is the design, what is the photos of, things like that. I think if I bring in people, Lulu, Emily, they've written for the paper since I started, and they know how to write, how to report. Neil, Kresge. So I feel if I can bring in those people that have the skills that I don't, then it's
So then what are you, so you're telling me you're not going to be the hands-on person.
I don't have the skills, the writing skills. I mean, I can read something and be okay.
Who does? Who can have?
That would be my managing editor, Wes. And my associate editor, Lulu.
They get there, I know them are.
I talked to them.
Yeah, a lot of people are watching, so.
Can you text them back and have your
It's like when you're smart enough to get a remote mic.
Wait, we have the booth.
So then as editor, what would you be doing? Since you're going to farm out the writing assignment, the writing editing.
I mean, I would be sort of an overall, like a guiding visionary sort of thing.
Guiding light?
If you want. That also does. Just kind of see, where this paper going. Right now, we have issues with content. when I asked the staff, I was like, number one complaint.
What's your issue?
It's stories that nobody really, I mean, I don't really care about, like your car, other things, and just like,
But what are 3 stories next semester that there's a sign that people are going to care about?
I want to do another numbers by the numbers issue. We did one.
It's an idea that isn't.
Oh,
You
yeah.
want to be, yeah.
Yeah, and I want to hear review baseball issue. I want a rape issue for rape on campus. I know that's underreported, and so there's sort of that story,
You can call it the rape.
but I want to.
Yes. I think that's, yeah.
I don't know the fundamentals and the details, but I know that's a large problem on college campuses.
You look up any of the fundamentals in the details?
No.
Okay, give them another idea.
2 other ideas, yeah.
Okay. 10 myths about the animals on campus. We have the banana spiders, whether poisonous or not. Raccoons you see during the day, but
Yeah, Andrew's idea.
this honestly, this idea has been pitched every semester.
How about an idea that only you have that this is brilliant?
Top bathrooms on campus, pooping, banging, eating drugs.
That you can look for this one.
Yeah, I saw that too earlier.
And I want it for male and female. I definitely like more suited for women.
So this is what you think people need to
I would-
read. You just pick the you just pick the 3 most important things that will be happening.
I mean, I don't know what will be happening on campus. That might be
Okay,
good.
so what was the best issue this semester?
Uh,
Or the best story? Pick the best story.
Do you read the paper?
not the good one.
Why are you writing for anything? Is it common for me?
Partly that, and then I think it'll be fun. The experience, responsibility. We can't sort of mold something what you want it to be.
So what do you want to do? What do you want to know that?
I would like more student focused stories, things like that.
Like
No,
what?
This seems so the story like the banana spiders would be that.
Probably the bathroom. When I first started here, Cortez did profiles on unique professors, coaches, students, or the blind students. Profile on that. And that was really cool and interesting. We did a little bit. We have, our the issue with the gate swimmers. We wrote about that. And Brendan.
Hey, Ron, I don't think we would, yeah.
Okay, here's a
Okay.
question. So let's say that the FAU football team is going somewhere on a plane and crashes.
Okay. Here's what I did. You have 3 calls. First call, managing editor. I call him. Call
Okay, he knows this because he gives it to the staff. If I'm glad you asked.
First call, right? There's 3 calls. First call is managing editor, and I call him, call the photo editor, then I call the sports editor, 2 calls. That's what you did. Because then simultaneously,
Okay, then what else do you do? I mean, we're in a lot of page. What do you do next?
I don't think I have to do anything. It's my managing editor, and
So, here, let's just cut this, because, I, seriously, why did you apply for editor? You actually spent some time.
Why do you think you'll do a better job than what's invested in?
I want to bring more organization and structure. Right now, we have,
How come you didn't do that this semester?
I had other things.
What?
Think about you, business thing. It's right. What we had is we had like a breakdown with management. It was soft. We had a management editor that didn't really do anything. The only time
How come you didn't step up and fill the void? Between thinking about it.
I don't know.
If you were thinking about me, weren't you thinking about what I would want you to do?
I wasn't thinking about you.
So weird.
Yeah.
No.
What way were you thinking
Next question.
about it? So, how about we just cut this short, because you don't know how to do it. Actually, you know what? You're not the funniest candidate. Remember Mikhail, the guy that, like, was talking about, like, smoking dope with me? He never did that. He's like, yeah. Well, so,
I think I missed that one.
I was there for that, and Mike and Julie, he's there on Bell.
Oh, I do remember.
Oh, where is he
Yes,
today?
John's
Yes,
back.
in jail.
In jail.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Be careful where you. Because people that have run for this not being serious, and really went to jail like last month.
Paralyzed a woman.
Yeah. That's pretty bad. So here's my question. Do you want to like one more stab at this, or do you just want to? Okay. So why do you do it?
I think I did a good job. I think I want to bring.
Do you think like the way that you've been presenting yourself, which I think totally anarchistic sort of attitude, great, I think the whole, you know, SD version of leadership, the bottom of the ass version of leadership.
I think one of my faults is that I don't come across as serious.
Really?
Yeah, funny, right?
You just put practice there. It's not true, like, putting in thoughts and what they
I think what you're saying is it's great to be different and have a wicked sense of humor. But it'd be a lot easier to run for editor if you had all the fundamentals down. Otherwise, anyone could be a clown in 5 minutes. But if you were to come in here and said, "Hey, I'm going to have this weird attitude because of sexuality, sexual references, say some inappropriate things and talk about people," that's awesome. If you also were going to say, like, "Yeah, I already like here are the basics on rape statistics on campus. This is the story I want to do. Here's how student government budgeting works. I want to take that shit down. We pay way too much in tuition for what we're getting. They're hired administrators, and then they're raising our tuition, but they're not hiring more professors. I'm going to take that down, and I'm going to be creepy at the same time." That would be awesome. People that are probably bored with the same old, right? But you didn't do the first half. You just did the funny part. Right. For a lot of people, the funny part's the harder part. For you, it comes naturally. You're a funny guy. You didn't do the basics. Just do that, because I would have voted for you. And the two people that voted for you on staff votes, I think they were expecting that, you know, you were going to bring some seriousness to this.
It seems like the panel is in the dark on something. One of the staff folks that actually voted for you said that his plan to implement structure and avoid communication problems stronger than the rest of the candidates. So I'd like to know what that.
No, you know what? I'm interrupting this proceeding.
Apparently everyone else knows.
Well, but I don't think, am I speaking for this group, this august body? I don't think we're going to vote for it. Not because you're weird, that's actually a perk, but because you just don't know the basics. You didn't read anything. You didn't read the paper. You didn't read the paper. You can't run for editor and say, I got to read the paper. That's kind of weird. That's like not weird funny, that's weird.
No,
weird.
that's true.
Yeah, so.
I'm reserving judgment for the other four.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Actually, you have a chance. The other four are worse than you. Well, you know what? Good strategy. Given the way that you're going.
Yeah.
So, could you do me a favor? Could you walk over there and who do you want to be next? Let's get Kiki.
Okay.
No, Emily. Emily was second. Emily was
No, but you know what?
fine. Oh, psychological.
Yeah. See what's messing with me. We're messing with that. Can you send Kiki over here?
I'm glad you didn't cry.
I'm about to.
So as he's leaving, you guys have any?
I have a question.
Yes.
What's 6 Street for?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So there's no structure.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought I was reading my.
No. Well, that hasn't happened. Yes. But no, there's purposely, it's a conversation.
It's
I hope Indians are enjoying this as much as we are.
So does anyone have anything to say about what you just saw? Were we wrong?
Someone else said that.
Yes, we didn't vote for her either. Have a comment.
I'm gonna fly for
Please.
white out on the.
Please do it. Donnie, would you like to start?
No, what she said.
Jason.
Why do you think you received 0 staff votes?
That's a good question. I think I read a couple of them and some of things are just, I don't know, didn't make sense to me. Like I only want, I don't know, I think it's just a lot of really.
Your staff has no clue what you're talking about.
Well, that one, I didn't really read all of them, but that one.
What about, someone mentioned in staff vote that basically what you wrote, was a rehash basically of what you wrote last time.
I don't think it was a rehash, but I did read a comment that it wasn't as
Thorough maybe?
thorough as it was last semester. why, because I remember just putting so much effort into my, just wasn't a good thing, so.
And so, you put a lot of effort in before and didn't win, so you decided now to put in less effort?
No, I put in the same amount, I put in the same amount of effort, I just didn't bring it all out first.
So you put the effort in your head, but you didn't actually make it there.
The paper.
Why? Why would you think that's a good idea?
Let's talk about your ideas. Establish a contract for each staff, and if they break their contract, and then you let go.
Not like a contract, like I know we need, we got a contract, and it's too long, and it's like the contract required.
What is
My idea is like,
basically your job description?
not exactly. My idea is like, for example, like if you're sports editor, like your section has like X amount of stories per week or like 10, like run, stuff like that. If you can't make that, like, it's your job.
What happens after that? You can place it in sports editor.
What was the contract you made, though? Start out? Or the other?
No, it'd be a mutual agreement. We both go over.
The extra stories a week?
X amount of stories.
When was deadline?
Yeah. My idea for deadlines is, for the creative director to establish those, or something concerned. And then, have you discussed this with your creative director?
Nothing, anybody?
Yeah.
Good.
I'm worried.
We have the backbone. Suppose it's a night.
Well, it depends on how many like it's
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, obviously, it wouldn't be like the first time. It has to be like something that would be repetitive. If it's like repetitive.
How come you didn't introduce this concept when you were managing that, right? The kind of enforcement position managing that it is? If you run this by Lulu and say, I want to do it this way when you were managing that.
No, but that was Lulu's idea last semester.
You're taking Lulu's idea. How about an idea of yours, not someone else's? To make the newsroom better, what are you going to do that's not a rehash? You only heard from one candidate that had a really good memory of everything else about it. We want someone that has their own cool idea. Tell us a cool idea that is the Baxter philosophy.
Well, my idea is actually kind of lacking in like department by system. I want to have some good stories going on for the department. So
Why?
my idea
But
is
you're
to have,
managing editor now. Does that happen?
no. My
Why?
idea is to have because people with all of it, but I want people to come and decide on what they want to do. If they're not passionate about something, they're not going to do it well. They're not going to want to do it. So everybody's just going to do what they want to do. Does that make sense?
Isn't that what happened this semester? What happened this semester? Okay, let's just take a pause here. Help you out. All right, so part of this running process is not only answering these guys' questions, but impressing the hell out of these people that if you're their boss, huh, she's going on the ball there. I should listen to her. Don't get crazy after the letter. You think your answers right now for these guys is just firing these people?
Okay, so what type of, how would you describe the story content that you have? The UP has. Yeah. How would you grade it? You would grade it. I would say, well, because things weren't timely, things weren't received, we had stronger sections than others. Okay, just concept the story, like, what would say about the story? What didn't work? I feel like we're lacking in representation of people like FM. I think people are going to pick it up, they're going to read it, they're going to care about it, they're going to discuss on it. We don't tell me what the story should be. I want to do a story about the exact and social media. I want to do a
What's
story
the angle at the top?
how it's increasing cyberbullying on campus, kind of an anonymous way of cyberbullying people.
You already have guys who know this is happening?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's one. I want to do a big section on Greek life because I think it's misrepresented on it.
That's a topic.
Haven't you already done something on Greek life?
What's the angle?
There needs to be more, and people want to understand like what organizations are on campus and how they're involved in the community.
What that means, you get to the next one.
Like the multicultural organizations have no idea what's going on with the
Is that-
so are you, and you're doing PR. No, I think that's a bad thing.
What's your third story?
I want to be straight up, building that, football games and how there's a lot of breaking up.
You go there a lot of work?
Yeah.
Practically. Soccer? See what? So you're here running for editor, saying this one, you know this question is coming, right? You know, every editor candidate knows the answer. So you knew this was coming, and you knew the last time that you were here, we grilled you the fact that you picked 3 stories you didn't have any background if they were true or not. So,
Well, this is true.
but you haven't gone to the police, you didn't go to the police department and ask for the record. So what if the record?
You're only seeing what you witnessed.
Right.
Hold on,
That's
you're
your
saying
baseline.
anything else, right? And you said that the story quality is so. And so, and I'm imagining this tailgating has been happening for the last, right? And social media's been around for the last semester, so why didn't you find the story then? I brought it up, but it was never. You don't care, right? If nobody wants to do it, you're just going to shrug. How are you going to motivate? I mean, I don't know how you're going to get into
If the content was so this semester, was it your job to make it better? Okay.
I mean, I thought.
Oh. Somebody's asking.
Manage editor, it's your job to make other people make it better. Right? No? Yeah. Well, what did you do to contribute that to that?
Why do you want?
No. I'm running because I just have to people here and I want to make sure that the person is graduating and experience the things that they're passionate about and do well.
So whose fault was it that the content was so bad? Did you prove that first? So there's no management at all. There's no one in charge, no one held accountable, it's just group effort.
I'm not so sure how we're seeing that this semester is going to be any different next semester. My idea is how to think about
What would be different?
So everyone says.
What would be different? If you're gonna take on another management position, what's gonna change? You're the same person.
everything's going to be designed ahead of time. And I want to work with the owner to try to come up with a schedule. So people get
That was your
everything.
job this semester. You had to come up with it.
How are you actually going to do it? And we'll come up with
Who's going to be your manager?
what?
Right. Did you agree with it? All right. You think that, I mean, I'm willing to cut it short. It doesn't sound like you're having a good
Wait,
time.
Neil.
Neil,
Marty, you were, right? Do you have a role in that?
I worked with Laura in the middle of the semester and we came up with a list of goals and I gave them and the questions.
What did she do? What's the one?
She formed a marketing group.
Before?
Working on it and working on developing.
Did you answer his question about what's actually going to happen?
Yeah, what's
going to do? What's
What concrete things she's done? She's not getting paid. She's not in the business.
Right.
Great credentials. She has to top the list. This was sort of the fourth thing that we had on our plate, marketing director. I think the person she could kick in the next semester. She could do right this semester. We went on our plate. That's true.
Possibly, I think it's really positive that she stuck around after seeing the chaos that was this semester and she's still here and she's working on making it better consistently. She's trying to form a team. She created a group so she can do with the rest of the people. I'm not exactly sure.
So if you can't do the marketing plan, this is not the responsibility now. How are you going to get this whole plan to designers to design stuff? Like, give us, not trying to beat up on you. It's just like, that would be sad. But like, what have you done? What have you done this semester that lends credibility to all of your plans for next year? You did this semester. Damn it, that means that it's going to be done bigger next year. Listen, about the marketing plan, give us anything, any little thing you can latch on to.
I mean, I did it when I stepped up and we did everybody together and then just here my way. So I stepped up and I had.
You rally the troops.
So they stuck around here because of you. Because you got you with the group that
I mean, it was just because I go.
how come none of those people voted for you? Is it funded? Is that why you're kind of counting? We don't least establish a right to self-decision. It just seemed more mellow than you did last time.
Right.
Sort of
Last year.
sucking all the energy there. All right, well, we have other candidates. As I'm getting abrupt here, you guys want me, I didn't ask Murphy any questions, but I let you guys ask me questions.
Does someone want to?
Work it in this case?
Does anyone want to? Yeah. Does anyone want to? In her job description, I think she said that she wants to invest in new writers. So how do you plan on not only extending the UP and getting new writers, but making them stay? What are your plans for that? I actually spoke to a few, and I think I talked to them about what they would be responsible for saying, and they seemed really excited about it and motivated to work this semester and come in. Well, I reached out to them already. I plan reached out to classes later and not scare them away.
What do they do? I mean, you said you talked to the reporters that are going to talk about what they're going to do. What do you plan? Each design, right? Well, for example, I spoke to somebody because I tried to keep work on it and so he was having to set it up in sports. So it's supposed to inspiring sports for he agreed to be a sports editor.
You do that against one editor?
Right?
You do that against
Yeah.
one editor? So it's the last one. Like, say anything to motivate all of us. Why you should do that? Tell us a plan, a concrete thing. And if I'm wrong, you guys will correct me. Tell me if I'm not alive. You are a smart woman. You know, I think you wrote. I like what you wrote. I like some of your ideas, but I don't really feel it.
I just think from the get-go, everything's going to be laid out, and we're going to know what's going on. So that's what we can do. That's already there. If you don't follow that, then we're going to figure it out. So there's no mess up.
You're probably telling everyone you're going to have to do better than you did this semester. You're going to find out.
Yeah, I think it's important to.
Thank you very much. Can you do me a favor and send Andrew? Is it really worth it?
Go ahead.
All right, go ahead.
How do you do that? But, like I said before, I have to do better.
Okay, I just wanted to say.
You did that this year.
So that would be the plan.
And we'll just vote for Andrew right now. All right, thank you very much, Keith. Can you send Andrew over? I didn't try to, I don't know if I got the question, but I don't, does anyone upset that I cut that short? Seriously. You're hungry? Yeah. The editor's fault. Hold on, Glasses. It's gonna be loud.
I just think that a lot of them were put on the spot and then they're probably lost.
Hold on!
Well, I mean,
Hold on! Sorry, go ahead. No, no, let him come in and I still want to hear it. 'Cause I don't think it's gonna matter. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that I feel like a lot of these people have potential, but they're put on the spot, and because they're filled with questions, they probably lose all the ideas that they have to say. And then they feel more intimidated when they're cut short.
I
Maybe
mean,
are you allowed
to have no?
I mean, I see more potential in them outside of today, like than I do today.
So why didn't you ask
questions? I had no questions.
Did you turn in the staff vote? Yeah. Well, it's a shame. You could have given your opinion about the candidates for them to read. We're just going off of what everyone submitted.
Hold on,
just a second. So we've been doing this for like, what? Something like this. So many years. And so it's always tough to be that person. And that's tough to be that
She's
person.
been that
in
person.
seat. I've been that person. So what you do is you prepare to be in that seat. And even if somebody asks you a question, no, there's no rules. You got a plan, write it down. And if you are, tweaking and, when I'm saying, I'm scared. But, I get it all out.
And some of these people have seen this over and over, and they know the questions they're going to ask. So when they
These
sit there and
questions
they,
are not, these questions are forever old. I'm going to ask you to run for editor, what are your 3 ideas? Stories that I haven't seen in the paper, stories that you think would be interesting in the paper that aren't like a preview for the football season, because that happens every year. So, and we've had candidates who did better than what we've seen so far. I mean, there's if it's always been like this, we always got wishy-washy answers. That would be one thing, but that doesn't always happen lately.
That's a very fair question. And the reason that we didn't invent this process, but the reason that it is like this is that when you are editor, there are going to be situations that come up. People are going to be asking questions on the spot, on the fly. You have to take on your feet to be a good editor. So these questions are intended to mimic what's going to happen this semester.
I bet you use it when you were editor.
oh, boy.
Yeah. Me too. I had a really big photographer.
I was kicked out of meetings. I would, all kinds of things happen. You have to be able to handle that pressure. And I ran 3 times and I lost twice. And I was worse than the first 2 candidates the first time. I was much better than most of the candidates recently the last time. So.
Don't forget that the candidates you already seen, unlike this particular candidate, they've been around for a long time, and one of them ran before. So, there are different expectations for different candidates. That's not fair, but that's the way it is. And also, you guys,
Do you think it would be better though if there was like neutrality when you guys were like asking them questions?
why?
Neutrality.
Because
What's
if
not
there's like a
neutral
negative.
about, so what's not neutral about what's right?
Oh no, I think that's really neutral. But I think in terms of like the way that maybe you project the question, if they already feel a negative vibe in the room, of course in the real world you can't avoid that. But I think that changes a lot. Like if you're completely neutral and you don't express how you feel about the answer that they're saying, then you're waiting for them to leave. Maybe they would produce the answer or be able to think better. I mean, I could be wrong.
No, that's fine. I think I'm not going to jump at you for having an opinion. I think that's awesome. I think you're actually pretty brave for speaking up to us about that, and you should go for editor. I will also say that there's one difference. This was homecoming director. I actually sat one year on the panel how to select the homecoming director because someone got sick and had to do it. So, we didn't ask these kind of questions. Well, homecoming director, what the hell are you going to do? Because that's a different kind of job. In this kind of job, there's nothing more hypocritical than a finishing journalist. Our job is to dish it out, and we have to be able to take it. So this place, more than most other jobs in student government, I think requires someone with thicker skin and able to pick on their feet. Homecoming happens once a year, putting out a paper every 2 weeks, and they didn't look like hopefully every day. But you know what? I'm not saying this is a flawless process, and I'm glad that you questioned it. And I'm thinking this has been a great little watch the benefit. All right, but thank you. Those are good questions. I wish more people would speak up and speak out. All right, Andrew, welcome. Sonia.
I'm just gonna jump right into it now. What 3 stories would you put in the paper?
Well, I recently the coverage.
Okay, so not what you said, but what you're gonna do.
No, I know.
Okay.
I want to do a follow-up on the Zoom because something was brought to me about the Zoom that I didn't notice when I was doing the article that flush hash in the Zoom flip. My article was explaining it to you, and I wanted to follow up where I did the opposite side and do all the points similar story about how it's all. I also wanted to do something on the 19th.
That's a good way to set it up.
I think
all these
very
people.
interesting because I like science and I think it's interesting. The doctor on campus that the really struggling ones are in basic and they aren't supposed to. And when they were originally brought here, they weren't supposed to.
History story, or how is it affecting you?
Well, it's hard to only pick one time, but I think that maybe not necessarily affect you in a way, but I think it's very interesting. I think a lot of people think it's interesting, you know, that's something that you feel the time.
So it's not even sure about it.
Right.
Another one I wanted to do was it's also another science one, and
Did you give her a non-science?
well, no,
You knew this question was coming.
I know, I have to okay, but most of my stories are science because that's what I find the most interesting, and that's what I want to do.
Did you talk to anyone else about story?
No,
Did you talk to anyone else about anything?
yeah, cool.
But not stories.
On specific story ideas, no.
What did you talk to?
I talked to people. On a different way.
I'm not operating.
About
that one,
the product.
Well, I also talked to people about some product, not specific story ideas, but I did talk to them like what kind of things they'd like to communicate.
Did any of them have a cool story idea that was related? You have to manage people that on top of you may not.
Right, because are you gonna make these science?
No, that is not.
Okay.
But yeah, I
What's your vision?
My vision for the paper is that I want to make print web more useful. So right now, like the fight is always something in print is more fun, and I think that we should try to make it more useful. And one of the areas that has been doing that.
I can say something, doesn't everything that is going on the web?
Yes, but more people. The web doesn't have a significant amount of traffic like print would have. People seeing it, you know, where they actually have to
What
go.
are the, so you said the web doesn't have the same amount of readership as the web? What is the,
What other numbers? Well, every meeting we would have Mohammed who tells us.
well, no, you're running, you just told a bunch of people this is the fact on which you're building your vision on. What are the facts? You talk to Mohammed and said, I need the latest figures, and then you got the print pickup figures.
Well, I know. I looked around. I've seen
How many print copies do you have?
how many print copies do you make?
You're telling me.
How many clicks by weekly? Because if you talk to him, you would know it's way more than 4,000.
What was the question?
How many clicks?
What?
Clicks in that page.
Oh, well, I remember last time we had 1,500 for the week before.
But you didn't ask, who's doing your web editing?
Mohammed.
Did you talk to him and ask him for the numbers?
I have not, because I remember them from the last meeting. Like,
Are these numbers accurate, Mohammed? What numbers are you talking about?
1,500 for the page views from last meeting.
Speak loudly, say loud.
No. We get about, overall, we get about 10,000 a week. That's average.
And what's your print? We only print 4,000.
You print 4,000, but
And not all of them get picked up.
then there's something called a return rate. You put out 4,000, you take down, you count the difference, and that's how much. You multiply that by 1.5, I'm studying. How many times people read that, in publications. That's, yeah. If you didn't research any of these numbers, you didn't ask anybody for detail on these numbers.
I had the numbers broke up beforehand.
Okay. All right, so let's go on, but you understand where that's a problem, if you're going to base philosophy on no facts. And it turns out, that's the wrong facts. All right, next question.
Well, I was interested about the promotion idea you had, which basically were t-shirts.
Well, my idea was stickers. We had a lot of people like we would come up with hats, and I think it's a good idea because I ran the general meeting issue last meeting we had last year, and I asked most of the editors from Philadelphia, and so one of the people in here who and I asked them what things they would want to do with my thing. John, one of them was talking. They think that they would make it difficult for them to find us to be able to work in the university. So I think that's a significant problem.
What are you going to do?
I want to get tickets.
And what are you going to do? These
And not like we hand out issues and
so these are for readers or for people who work here?
you guys hand out issues. Yes, we have a table in the
So how's that different than handing out stickers instead of papers?
put stickers on things. People longboarders put them on their longboards. People make them on the place.
What's the purpose?
But you need to inform the students about things about campus. Things that might be
And
affecting
how
you.
does you do it that? And how good does take less semester at informing?
last semester, I think it's fine. I mean,
You gave it a grade?
B plus to an A. B plus.
So, like, you know, secret, not because why do you think they're that different? Why do you think they good? Why do you think they're different?
They have a perspective on
Okay, well, what 3 articles, 4 articles, what really made you a good product?
I remember one of the issues we did last year was the coach, basketball coach. He got fired. I thought that was interesting. No, that wasn't.
Can you answer her question from this semester?
Oh, I thought you asked me for the last one. This semester. This coach, I think went well. I mean,
You just said the purpose of the UP is to inform students. You gave yourself a B plus, anyway, in that department. What articles, what did y'all do this?
Tell us the story of the single report.
the last issue we did has many interesting stories. We did one on small water. I thought that was very difficult. Explain something that came up on campus, but no one's really telling anyone how it exactly works or why about it. I like my physics, so I really did show stuff about physics.
So you're off. Something that's on.
What's the story on the people dressing up on campus? I thought was also very well. I thought that the last issue was very good. We had a lot of problems.
We talked about this beforehand, but I bet none of us would. What's like the easiest story? Something the UP revealed that needs to be fixed. Like the UP covers the afflicted and afflicts the comfortable. Jason's taking on student body president and embezzling money. What's the story that you see in UP? Even last semester teachers being here, where the UP right or wrong.
I cannot recall. But I know that we've done about
Are they afforded to do?
I think they are saying one.
So who's going to be the news?
My news editor is going to be doing.
You talked to Billy and she's totally afforded. How long is Billy been here?
He's been there since he came over with us.
So you rely on her to write all this.
Yes, but
Okay. All right. I think we got more to add to it.
Yeah.
Okay, but this process seems to allow a couple people to just ask most of the questions. So,
No.
You gotta jump in.
you may speak.
I think that I'd be able to. Well, I didn't go when everyone went to Philadelphia. I think that went perfectly fine.
Okay, I wasn't here to see that. No, obviously, you're behind the door of people. You have a bubbling pot of clashing egos, athletic personalities, and you have very well skilled skills. And that's a bitch to manage. Campus is not about stories, sources, and ideas. It's about running a group of people, a collective mindset of the user. You handle that. Do you have personality for that? How would you handle that? How would you go about that task? Make the place feel more unified instead of having factions.
A specific idea that I did have, because I had thought about it already, is that I wanted to go spend the day to make sure that everyone understood everyone's job and what the process is to go through papers. I think part of the problem that people working together is because we don't understand how what we do affects someone else's job. How if we're late on a deadline, something like that, that affects not only the designers, but the copy editors and the editors after that, and it goes through a whole cycle. Make sure that go spend time, maybe a meeting or a day to get everyone together, make sure everyone goes through the entire process of the story, going through with all the people and the editors, make sure that they fully comprehend what everybody does, how it's a ripple effect, what you do one person.
What are your leadership? Oh, no. The only system we do got is these guys go first. It's the only rule. Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah, no.
Okay, yeah, so you're gonna handle and,
No,
have meetings and,
for that specific idea, I don't think that it's hand-holding. I think it's informing people because obviously it's not something that is knowledge that they have. They have
if there were rebellion, how
rebellion in one
would
way.
you think the staff's in
Let's say the staff gathered in the
Yeah,
ed office
meeting at office.
to talk about how terrible you were as editor in chief.
Not that
weren't
it's ever
there.
happened.
Yeah, hypothetically speaking, that's what
Yeah.
happened. How would you handle that? How would you take the news to the following an incident like that?
I would want to know why they felt that way. What thing could have happened that would possibly make them go to that point?
So
And
how would you, how would you control that? How would you establish your,
To answer his question, think of it this time. The question he's asking, don't answer it from, I'm going to inform them or talk to them. I'm going to do something. Let's stipulate, if you're going to tell, you have a meeting, you're going to talk about stuff, you're going to hear from them, and they're going to hear from you. I'm still going to be at odds. Every answer you give so far to those questions is, I'm going to talk to them, and they're going to talk to me. Answering those questions, what happens?
well, after that, I mean, I think that talking and discussing the problem to try to figure out why it began in the first place.
so you confront them and talk about it? So that's what you know, right?
Well,
Anything else?
I don't think just trying to become a dictator and forcing everyone to do something is, if they don't want to do it, is the best way of going about it.
Okay, guys.
You?
Anyone cry?
No, are you guys done?
So, what do you read for?
I think popular science, popular mechanics, game informer,
Anything about education?
well,
Maybe learning,
Newspaper? Digest,
local,
no.
are you interested in it?
I'm interested in breaking news and those types of things. I'm not very interested in that. In science news, I'm mostly interested in reading and stuff.
How much have you get?
The last one I did was the Preserve article. The next issue we're having coming out is the Preserve article is the cover story. The last issue, the issue coming out is I wrote one on Ebola and how people think this thing is overhyped, and that is something with that. And that's also the cover story. Like one in a row. Before that, I have not written anything before. Before that, because I've been trying to concentrate on my science section, trying to help other people, right? And I've had 3 stories come out over the science section that I've edited and other my writing.
How would you make that?
I think it would be an A, but not an A plus because there was other parts of it, the information that I could have added, but I didn't find out until later on. I would have liked that.
Maybe it's so,
I had, just that when you were mentioning how you had that other story for the preserve,
So,
about students littering, I guess, what you call it. And you said something interesting, which was like, I was listening on one side and I didn't do that side. When I read it for it, I felt on that side instead of at the other.
why do you think it was opinionated?
Because in the story, there was a lot of stuff that wasn't attributed. That, about the preserve, about whether it was good or bad.
Well, I didn't want to say whether it was good or bad. I wanted to make that opinion based on the best information I gathered about what that was.
Okay.
I wasn't trying to imply it good or bad. Obviously, I
I think
think
she
it's
was
bad.
talking about the basis of reporting. Like you said yourself, you're not interested in news, so maybe you're lacking in some of the basics, but that's fundamental. Journalism, so how do you compensate for that?
Well, I think just because I don't find my interest in reading news. When you say news, science news, like the Preserve, would be under.
Yeah, but how would you handle it when it's nothing to do with science? When Billy wants to publish an SG story?
I can still read it. I can understand if it's interesting enough for everyone else, if people need to know about it, something like that. I can still think I'd be able to read it and understand it. Of course, I would be using the resources I had to help me in situations I maybe would not be interested in.
To be fair, he has that question.
Yeah, I know, I'm waiting for you to say that you get help.
But I'm not going to try to do it all by myself. I'm going to take advantage of the resources I have.
All right, ask and answer. Any other questions?
Yeah, that one. Non-science. Did you currently, focus on, are there any sections you want to establish? Any features, elements? Yeah.
There's a lot of detail.
I know.
Only,
We made the science section for me.
but beyond science, is there anything new that you want to add? Any elements, features, columns? What would change?
I think, changing, specifically for maybe changing the French I asked newer people in here what they thought would be interesting, and I think would be something interesting to do, something that's more relatable to people who live on campus or people in college, not just stories.
Oh, okay, that's an answer. Any questions? Yes? No.
Besides handling the meeting and everybody in Philadelphia, what do you think are your leadership responsibilities?
Leadership of being able to go on and stuff.
Does anybody in
I mean, I know how things work around here. I think I understand how things work to a point where that I wouldn't think it would go wrong, dramatically wrong. And I don't think it would be a problem going thing.
hypothetically, have you ever had experience?
I was also on the school paper on my high school, and we didn't really have editors and people in the paper, but I did help. I was part of the people who built stuff in course.
It wasn't great.
You have to tell me that.
All right, let's like, in the future, if someone asks a question like that, like, I'm a Boy Scout, I did this thing, I got us out of the wilderness, we starved to death, it was great, like, it could be anything.
So you said one of the problems with YouTube is deadline.
Yeah.
And you want to actually make the YouTube weekly again, is that correct?
Conceptually, yes, we would not be able to make it print weekly, but I wanted to be content. I wanted to make the magazine. And I already asked people what they thought of the newspaper printing, and no one liked it.
Why?
The designers don't like how most people think it's attractive looking, and the designers don't like the idea of not having as much creativity that.
All right, next question.
Marketing wise, there's so many organizations on campus. How do you think a teacher is benefit about that? Like, do you have anything else besides this practice?
Yes, of course. Having people going to classes, the people in here who have designing classes, who have journalism classes, they could talk to people. They could do that. Well, obviously, I'm not looking at all.
You're saying the sticker and going to the class.
No, preparation stickers.
Well, when people do free things, they can come.
I mean, like, regardless of things, how do you think that these are going to be attracting people, like, to pick up a story besides being a sticker? You know what I mean? I can see a stick about anything, but I'm not going to pick it up if I'm not actually attracted to it. What I'm trying to say is I don't think a t-shirt and a sticker is going to be enough.
Well, the sticker idea and that stuff was the original idea for the sticker was to bring more traffic to the website. You know, the website name on that, people seeing that, and get the website name out more. Because talking it in our own magazine is not going to help us get more views because it's the outside of the magazine.
Something more.
Yeah, the t-shirts like the
Like,
gateway
there's so
drug.
many organizations on campus that have these things, you know, and that's great that we are investing in these marketing tools. I think they're very important, but I think that, like, I'm not going to read an article because I saw a sticker. You know, that's our main thing. That's why we're here, because we write articles. We want people to read them. So how are we doing that through stickers? You know, like, what are your...
That's important, I think, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not expecting people to suddenly start picking up all the issues because they want about stickers, but it is good to draw more attention to us than just having a magazine out or just passing those
You want to
out.
add anything else to help besides the sticker? Answer her question just without saying words.
Yeah.
I want to implement more of some of the ideas that some of the new people had, such as columns, something like that, and that will hopefully other people who may not be interested in some of the stuff we write will pick up the paper because it's more varying content than the column.
After the answer, we'll get back to that.
This kind of coincides with her question. People already have this, I would say, misconception about the UC. How are you going to transform that misconception to increase your readership?
What
The misconception where if they already know that this is UC, this is the story that I'm already going to get. How are you going to spread the awareness that you are increasing the change that your student body should pick up these stories?
by writing those stories, getting the people in here who are interested in those things, who haven't read it, but who do see it, will know that.
So writing those stories isn't going to portray to the student body that those stories are there. So how do you plan on implementing that?
It's basically looking out back to detail. you need to get more awareness out there. Now you're saying awareness is about the schools.
I understand the contradiction in you saying that having the ad in the paper is going to help people with the paper, but when people are going to read the magazine, see that it's very different. I'm sure if they don't live under a rock and there's no other people they talk to, they wouldn't be saying, telling other people about the schools as well.
Asking if there are any other staff questions behind, what would you do?
An idea that was that I had and was also added on by someone else is that have web more concentrated on the news stories, and then to make more of a prominent difference between print and web, to have more news stories on web and then have more of the long.
Is that what happens now?
Not necessarily.
Did you guys talk about this?
He talked about he wanted some input from me, so I gave him input.
I asked him what kind of thing.
Sounds like a similar conversation.
I asked him
Any other questions from the staff?
How would you be able to handle conflict between the press and other groups? And since everyone here is under your wing as possible editor-in-chief, how would you deal with someone who faced stuff online?
Put that online. What?
Between Buffalo people.
We do that all the time with our.
How do you?
Well, depending on how dramatic it is, tell them what you're doing, story
We talked to the current editor or the former editor.
about that.
Talk to anyone at all. I can tell you some of the other candidates actually talk.
So I'm just going to get back the only attitude that I talked to, but I had talked to them before and asked them if I something, so I did not ask them.
Can I just, one last question? Again, is that
I read the stuff that were there, and a lot of people think that I'm not made more enough prominent before, and I think that is my great example that people don't all the time. That I don't afford to do more work.
it's not to be a high negative. I don't like that guy. No.
I think, well, maybe not necessarily because they don't know it, but they don't want anything nice.
Any last questions? Can you go get Emily, please? Thank you very much. All right, so any thoughts? Mr. Naval Gazing, what do you think? Sure, go.
That was a good interview. He asked a lot of questions. Like, he actually got to explain himself and say a lot of things.
How do you think he did?
I think he did better than the other two, to be honest, because he actually had an answer for the question.
That's probably why you got more questions, because the answers weren't up.
I agree.
What else? Anyone else think? I like your question. Are you satisfied with the answers or not?
I think that he was really good, like interview-wise, but I don't know, like leadership-wise, I don't think he wanted it.
Okay. That's a valid point. Hey, let's do this interview, and then we're going to take a break at the end of the interviews, and then we'll vote, and we'll talk about this stuff. Let's jump right in. Emily, let's go.
Once you tell me what three stories.
Sure. My story idea consists of, I'll start with the featured one, student homelessness. As of last month, it's the way we're going to cover it. The way, as of last month, the U.S. Department of Education records stated that 2012-2013 year, student homelessness was at an all-time high. 1,258,182 students are reported as homeless in Florida. 69,900. Okay. So we're gonna have Tyler Crone see how it is. There is that what accommodations that they have, what he can utilize, and while he's doing that, he's also going to be live blogging it, tweeting it, stuff like that. We're going to make one understand. Yes.
Well, like her for the whole right now, right?
He's on there. He is the man.
Hold on. Give us an idea.
Okay.
Hold on, let's get that.
Yeah. Parliament Hall is FAU's freshman only hall. It's the newest dorm and it's one of the fanciest ones, but it's failing. It was advertised as this awesome dorm that's going to have classrooms in it, so students don't have to leave their room. They were going to have faculty. They were going to have a faculty in residence who was going to do study sessions with them and teach
they were going to have a restaurant there as well as a frozen yogurt place. Both food places closed at the beginning of the semester. Students don't know the faculty and residents live there. They had to put his picture in the lobby to remind them that he lives there, and they still don't realize he's there.
Okay.
What's the next story?
One thing to follow.
okay.
How are you going to do that?
A little bit.
Who are you talking to?
I've talked to students and I've asked them like, what's it like having a faculty
Well, who else are you
resident
gonna
living there if they don't know you?
Who else are you gonna interview?
I've talked to the housing coordinator and asking if they're going to renew the faculty resident contract because it's up at the end of the semester.
Okay, and anything else you're gonna do?
I mean, they're asking on that.
Okay, so no paperwork, not gonna pull a contract.
I plan on doing that.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Can you give her the other two ideas that he wrote?
Sure. Dorm prices are, well, this is a little bit, Lulu and I talked about it already, but dorm prices are going up, but more apartments with competitive pricing are being built close to campus.
Also, can you give an idea that you haven't talked about anything else about?
Sure. I read something in the Chronicle of Higher Education talking about Yik Yak and how they're causing concerns about like cyberbullying, but
Is there something going on?
Everybody must be reading that article.
but
I know.
like about earlier this semester, there was this whole scandal about how they were talking on Yik Yak FAU about how one of the fraternities was giving rupees to a sorority. So with the like people that I want to utilize, I want to talk about investigative reporting and looking into tracking that and tracking the Yik Yak.
You're gonna write about, I'm just channeling Neil for a second, you're gonna write about a fraternity giving someone rupees and you have no backup to that except Yik Yak?
I'm gonna
You're gonna put that in the
more and
paper?
talk to people about it.
Your source is Yik Yak.
For now.
Question. Gonna follow up?
No, go ahead.
Okay, training. Right? Would you support, voluntary training?
I mean, it's voluntary, but at the same time, I was probably having them before meetings often, so anyone that wants to learn more about a story they're working on can be there and have it.
Should have trained.
I talked to a few people actually. Regina Casa and Ryan Cortez are both former editor-in-chief here, and their original visions had to do with profile writing, which is something that I want to bring back to our print publication. Both of them have agreed to hold workshops and work with our feature team on profiling and more long.
Just interrupt for a second. You're gonna have,
Both of them.
and their bona fides, these guys.
I plan on bringing other professionals as well, but I think it's important to have students that have done it before at the UNC to show them that they did it here and now they're freelancing.
Yeah, there's two theaters that are on board, look at that.
Right, I agree.
How
We're gonna, over winter break, see whether I get the position or not. I want to work on a story bank with our writers, and depending on what those stories are and where they fall in, will be how we facilitate the training. I've already talked to Chris Prasad about investigative reporting, and as far as numbers go, he already told me that any like news stories, we just get a list together and he would tell us how they fall under.
It sounds very informal, but it is.
Yeah.
It sounds systematic.
I don't think it has to be so rigid. That's what classes are for. I think we learn by experience.
So I have a question. One of the staff notes, specifically going off training, one of the staff notes says, as far as block is concerned, one word comes to mind, delusional. And then it goes on to say that she talked about doing workshop sessions for writers and all, yet she never did that on her own. She was speaking of her for a full year with a school of writers under her. And apparently talked about doing training before, and talked about doing now. So what did you do this semester?
Over the semester, I've been working with some of our newer writers and back editing. Johan and Emily Creighton worked on the homecoming specialist this semester, and they had full range of it. I just back edited. I've been doing that more. Emily Creighton and Johan have been working on assigning more stories to their writers, and I've just been back editing. I've been letting them do and edit more. Yeah, I do. They're already both getting stronger, and I just edited a story this morning, and I barely have
You're answering Neil and Lindsay's question about training by saying you don't see people do their own.
No, not necessarily. I was answering the question about what I've been doing.
Well, how would you rate the content of the semester? If it's working, what's the grade? Give a grade for the content.
Right now, overall, the semester stands C+. We have passionate writers that are eager to learn. We just didn't have enough jobs and like teachers people were focusing on trying to focus on one thing and they couldn't. They're too busy juggling.
How are you gonna fix it?
I plan on, Jillian right now is our news editor, and she has really great story ideas for print and for web, but she has to focus on doing both instead of honing in on one. Next semester, I plan on bringing Johanna in as a web news editor, so Jillian can focus on the big profile, the big investigative stories and news and print, while Johanna can worry about web and working with some of the newer writers and some of the daily work that go up.
Would the longer stories go on afterwards?
They would, but they would also have different multimedia aspects that weren't utilized.
Describe the system of story generation. How do
Currently,
you store ideas?
our couches, that's why we have couches. A lot of times it's a matter of hanging out and talking about weird things that are happening. I think we could use more training as far as digging for stories.
Is it really ground up or is it top down? Is it designing stories they like?
It started out
Really-
top down with
Yeah.
editors assigning stories, but we went through two editors meetings that you facilitated, going to Sun Sentinel and going to Palm Beach Coast editor meetings. And I think we realized that a lot of it should be the other way around.
Yeah.
It should be pitched to the editors, and that alleviates them a lot too. So we're trying to implement that more. It's starting to. Just like last week, Julie was getting pictures from her writers instead of the other way around. It's still a process because they've been so used to one way, but
Hard ground up is, I'm sorry, I have to quote coffee.
go for it.
It's ready to be word, back on those. That's part of the system of reporting is to put people out in certain areas of the community and have them mine the place for story ideas.
Absolutely.
How do you drive that unless you're mining? So,
I
do you
have-
believe in beats?
I have a love-hate relationship with beats. I think beats are important because they established one ground of territory for a writer to focus on. At the same time, we're still student writers, and I think it's important that they can float around and try different things. This past semester, Jillian and Lynette started a beat system that's their baby, and it's starting to work, but at the same time, I think writers still need that freedom, so it's a matter of what they want to do as well.
Whether they want to do it.
No, I think they need to try and then maybe we rotate after a few weeks if it's not working out.
What you come up with?
I can't give you the full list. That would be a question for Jillian. Top three: SG, police water, and
Important starts with all.
this is all. I mean, we did entertainment, but without the water. Yeah, that makes sense.
Everyone's spending all your money.
Follow the
Any
money.
revenues you want to establish? Any others that you would want to tap on there?
I mean, following the money is always important, whether it's admin or SG or not, because there's always something new that comes out of RA.
Give another brief, specific. Here's going to revolve
Dorms.
around housing. The one.
Housing and dorms, yeah.
More questions from the panel? One matter. That's what we'd like to.
How many stories did you get? I think I found.
Total, I've been writing here, started out very consistently for the first 2 years. I've been here 3 years total. This past semester, I did more editing than writing. I only wrote a small handful of stories.
Why do you think you do that? Why do you think you want to
I have a really strong competitor, Wes, and I totally acknowledge that. Him and I have already spoken about what we're going to do if the other one. We plan on. Yeah,
Why would you
that's a good question. Well,
Yeah.
I don't really have one, but I know that we're going to play each other's strengths.
Well, first reason.
Well, two things that I saw with it. One thing I saw was one of the staff was mentioned that you abandoned the
I read that. I think anyone that's been here for like as long as I have can vouch for me that I've been here for every group, every Friday, and even if I'm not always here throughout the week, I'm still back editing stories and editing stories from home, class, you know. So, it's a matter of presence. If I'm not writing as much, it's usually because I'm editing other stories for other people here. So,
How are you gonna balance it? I know you have a lot on your plate right now. It's difficult to balance.
yeah, I mean, currently, I'm the editor-in-chief at Spoon University, which is a national publication, but we do our chapter of it at FAU. It's new, and I've already talked to the CEO about how I can balance the two, but she's the first one to say I freelance,
for, you had,
I currently
and
freelance.
you're doing social media for two different places, right?
Mhm.
And for,
Set.com.
and you're in my summer, so
Yeah.
you know, with a lot of kids, you consider this, I mean, do you anticipate being able to put time in?
I do. DUC's first priority, and it has been.
Right, so first priority, I understand that's really job, like an hour a day.
I mean, currently, I'd probably say I put in 3 to 4 hours a day as far as editing and managing and doing whatever I have to. And if I get elected, it's probably up to 5 or 6 hours a day.
So what will you do now?
I've already talked to the university, and if I have to, I can give up my position there.
Will
And-
you argue, you gonna argue or
I'd be willing to if I need to.
you have to put it in?
I'd also be, we spoke about Set.com, and
Well, I would have volunteered. Because you had to be able to.
yeah, exactly.
But I think for the volunteers, there has to be a lot of questions.
Mhm.
Your answers are, think about it, maybe, possibly, so you have a definitive answer.
I'd be stepping down from social media at Set.com.
Any other questions from the panel?
Yeah, it's rebellion. Staff rebellion.
Okay.
This is my main story. The attitudes are upset, they don't like
For
the
the
things.
hypothetically, all the.
And hypothetically, I'll go into a room, I'll start having you, not much behind your back, but they're
I mean,
not leaving.
We've been through
They're
this
talking
before.
about leaving en masse. How, next step?
We've been through this before. I think eventually we figured out what we should have done, but we did it too late. I think I plan on having Wes as my managing editor and Michelle as my associate editor. And I think if there's some sort of coup and if it happens to be against me, then I think they would need to take the reins and talk about the problem.
You're gonna, what you ask me what you're
Well,
gonna
I
do.
would want to talk to each of them individually about the problem and
So-
see where the source is.
One person, you know, so
Yes.
one by one you talk to everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, but then how would you reassert your authority over all of the people that gathered in that room that basically say this?
I think it's a matter of how we talk to those people individually, because what they say matters and what we do to execute their problems matters. And then from there, there's going to be an outcome.
To answer this question.
Yes.
I've already talked to everybody. And they still don't agree.
Okay.
Because you talk to them and you can't make them see eye to eye and they just disagree. Answer his question.
Bring
All the
in
talking's
outside
over.
source. Bring in some sort of professional. Bring
Do
in
what?
someone who's
Mediator?
been there before. Yeah, a mediator.
And who that,
That's a good question.
the kind of person that they.
Maybe someone that does it
Jason.
professionally, such as Jason or Gideon or someone like that, has that experience with management. You
Okay.
manage, so I think that's part of it. Maybe we need an
What
example
would you
that
argue?
is still in college.
One more try. Answer his question without bringing anyone else in. What is you? What is it? You talk to everyone, they disagree. What is Emily Block going to do next? If she walks in the room, she's going to do this thing. What's that thing going to be?
Wow. Shake their head.
You're gonna
You're
fire them
gonna
all.
kill their mother.
I'm not gonna fire them all. I'm gonna show them their job contracts and see if they're doing what they're
And they're
supposed
not.
to be doing. And they're not, then I'm gonna fire them
And replace them with who?
with someone that's working under them.
What if there isn't anybody? Okay.
Can you change to adjust to staff's perception of the problem?
Yeah.
You can do that. You could-
Yeah.
Other questions from the staff?
I've got a question from Twitter.
Oh,
How do you plan to decrease the number of issues that are left in the game? How do you want to get more people to take up the issue?
I've already talked to this with Mark Witt, who's our advertising guy. My whole plan is to differentiate print from web. So things in print are gonna lose things in web, and people are gonna have to pick them up.
Well,
and
do
see
that
what it is. Oh, more so. Right now, we have a print story, and then a week later, we'll load it to web, and it'll be the same thing regurgitated. And I want it to have features. For instance, right now in Proof, Andrew's working on a story on Ebola on campus, and it's overhyped and what's going on. But at the end of that, there's going to be a reaper saying, here are 10 things that you're more likely to contract on campus than Ebola.
That's
And that
going-
was going to be on that instead.
Is that your argument?
Yes.
What's happening now?
And I know this is yes.
All right, so something, I'll be impressed with a moment.
Thanks.
You can talk, and you want to do that more.
Yes. And I've had other.
Okay, just let me just ask you this for a moment. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Other questions?
We need to stagger our deadline more. Right now, even though we're a bi-weekly publication, we're still running like a weekly. Things are happening only that last week instead of utilizing those 2 weeks. I think that kind of plays into my vision of having more profile stories and long form because it gives those writers more time to just focus on that, almost like an evergreen. And
Interrupt for a moment. What she's asking.
they're gonna have that idea.
Job now? What's your job now?
To back edit everything I can.
That's the only job description you got. I thought it was to do some of the things that you just asked about. Is that not a job description? Am I wrong?
What are you asking about?
That's what comes.
Like people meeting deadlines. I mean, my right, that's not.
She's answering, she said for feature stories, longer form stories. I thought that was the job. That's kind of cool.
I mean,
So
yeah.
your answer to her
Right,
question is
editing.
something that you're already supposed to do in the cloud this semester, right? You said you're gonna do more profiles. How come you haven't done more this semester?
We've been working on them. We started.
Well, how long have you been in the teaching center, whatever you call it?
It's in this semester.
So what have you done, to answer her question, what have you done this semester that you just described?
Right now, we're down, we don't have a features editor this semester, and our news editor, Jillian, is doing really well, but she's also really new, so it's like taking
All
up
right.
her slack.
Forget it, there's a question from John over there.
What do you plan on doing with in terms of other collaboration with LTV specifically? Not
Yeah,
like,
I.
but like with TV, like what do you plan on doing? In terms of, do you have,
LTV, but not already.
because I only do work on TV, so it's like I don't.
Wow. This semester, I've already started working with both outlets. When I covered the bonfire concert, we worked with LTV for like the first time this semester. They said that, hey, we want to cover this. We said we're covering it, but we're posting the story tomorrow, so you have to stick to the same deadline, and they did, and I think it inspired.
One thing to clarify for everyone else, sir, you're working with LTV?
Yeah, I'm executive sports producer.
Sports producer. All right, and you guys worked with her? Yep. Just out of curiosity, how'd you do?
Well, for what we can get together, but we don't work with news. They work with news.
Okay, so are we going to
Yeah.
I wanted to pitch for these guys, for everyone else. All right, now you guys.
I'm news producer Emily, and I was promised that if my team stayed overnight, which they normally don't do, stayed overnight to get that story done by 2 p.m., it would go up with the UP story.
It was that.
And I'm a former UPer, so I was like, oh, okay, we got each other's back. You guys did not put that story up, which pissed me off because my staff stayed overnight. No, it went up late. And then I came over here to ask about it, and they were like, somebody had told me that they'd already used the multimedia editor stuff, which that stuff happened.
I mean, Mo's there with me.
Yeah, it wasn't up.
Hold on, before you answer, do you want to answer this or you're a separate question?
No, I'm part of LTV too, and I was part of that project. And we were promised that you'll put the video on the page, like the whole video, like a web page.
Yeah.
So, but instead I put a link
I see.
and
Afterwards.
Okay.
on it, so you kind of like screwed us in a way because we helped you guys out.
Okay.
To put a link. Like, how would you correct that mistake or
First,
rebuild it?
first, can I ask you a question before Mohammed or Emily answers? After this happened, what was the conversation between you and LTV? Was there any follow-up conversation?
The only follow-up. I wish you would have come to me because I never got a text from you because I got a text from Betsy, your station manager, saying, thanks so much, this looks really great, we're so happy to work together. If I knew there was a problem, I would have addressed it right away. We have a hyperlink at the bottom of the story, it's been there from the beginning.
Yeah, and it went up afterwards, but we were promised that the video would be up.
Okay.
But I mean,
understand your concern.
if the agreement was to put a link, okay, no problem. But the agreement was to put a video, and I came in here to speak about it.
Okay.
I texted you about it, you never responded, and I came in here to talk to you, and I don't think you was here. But
Okay, well, I
but it
apologize.
just made me
for
not
missing
even
you.
want to
Yeah,
come and like ask you guys to collaborate on something.
yeah, I can see where that would be frustrating. I apologize for the
Oh, and I
miscommunication.
spoke to Kiki about it too. Did she?
Okay. Yes,
Yeah, I spoke to Kiki about it too.
that
Yeah, I
was
don't
never
think- I don't
conveyed to
think
me.
Yeah.
That was never conveyed to me.
One
So,
point.
yeah, I apologize because I want to do it more. I
It's
just
cool.
want
All
to
right.
do it. Yeah,
All
all
right.
right.
All right, Mohammed,
I'm gonna explain what happened. I didn't know
well,
what
just,
happened.
just explain it in a broad sense.
No, I get it.
I
You guys
didn't- I
thought
really
it was
didn't know
gonna be
what
a link, so
happened.
now it makes sense.
If it came to me, I would have
It's cool.
changed it.
Yeah,
I
we
really
didn't
didn't
know
know.
otherwise.
I don't want anyone to be out,
So you've just didn't know.
I didn't know.
Communication problem.
That's my next question.
Okay. You
I have a question.
Please.
The big issue in UP this semester was communication. For example, this week there was a story supposed to go up Wednesday. I had an issue with it. I sent an email out. I'm a web guy. I email. So send an email out, and the only person who responded was Wes.
Can you clarify what story this was?
It was Anastasia's preview story. Anyway, how would you do? How would you do better?
I plan on having Wes as my managing editor for the past
How
month or
would- how
so,
would
even
you
though
do better, please? Answer, we're not, you're gonna point West to take care of the problem. How are you going to answer?
that by making sure that our flow of communication is strong and that deadlines are
How?
enforced, by making sure that our progress is always up.
Well, nobody came out and said, "Hey, you missed this deadline."
Right,
Only Wes
exactly.
came out and said, "Hey, you missed this deadline.
Mhm.
What are you gonna do?" And I was like, "I gotta scrap it." Nobody else talked to me about it.
Yeah.
And who else watches the progress?
Can you answer this question without sort of saying time is bad?
I plan on monitoring the progress really hard because
Well,
I think that
because
progress is what holds our
that
deadline.
happened this semester, didn't it?
That was supposed to be our managing editor. But I plan on doing it anyway.
And you didn't step up and go
I
back.
do it as much as I can, but
It
I'm
didn't
also
work.
back editing on your story.
Okay, that's the answer. Any other questions? Good.
One thing you mentioned here was evergreen. I have no clue what that means.
What did you say, evergreen?
What are evergreens? Why are they important? Why have they not been worked on? And what will you do to improve that?
Okay. Evergreens are stories that are on the back burner, essentially. They don't have a huge, like, heavy hitting time tag, so people can work on them as they're working on other stories.
Actually, what you've done.
It's for every padding. It's padding, so if
That's not
something
what
is
evergreen is. But now tell me, answer the rest of the question.
one on where's the best place to go for Wi-Fi on campus. So we get the
Not here,
That's most.
All right. Yeah. That was last semester. All right, we're moving on.
What she's looking for is some, hey, Wes has got some kick-ass ideas on his own stall.
Yes, yeah. 12 vice presidents. Right? Earlier this year, they moved up the athletic director, and now he's director of athletics and vice president. And we have 12 vice presidents here. I want to look at why they had that kind of that, because they didn't work every guy here. And how can we monitor them? If you move Kenneth to vice president, he answers directly to Kelly, and not to everybody else. And the other vice president.
What's the real thing you need to know about
They
these
have-
guys? Need to know.
I want to know.
What do they care?
They're the people running the university, so if they have more responsibility,
You don't have new positions.
vice president is. They have the vice president title and the position they're in that.
You get a raise.
If they do,
Money,
that's-
right? Like, the tuition's going up, are they just paying for a bunch of vice presidents to sit on their ass and then talk to the president?
So what's the purpose of these?
To provide the funds to produce the. We haven't done that this semester. We haven't had enough hard news.
Get out. Another purpose. That's another.
Okay.
Multi-purpose.
Is it to? Okay. You can let the school board into the next town. You can let these things.
Training people, yeah.
Is that it?
That's. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Because you say in the notes here that you applied for the shiny content. Mostly, some, completely, most of it, all of it. That means most of it.
Yeah, look, most of it has been, one of the issues here is we're not training runs like we should have, or we should be. So we'll get a week story, but I can live with the first week story as long as the next one is done. And the next one after that is done. And.
Good.
Okay, I'm sorry. I
So you should want to see progression, okay, right, okay, so progression is improvement, right, understood.
Sure, because eventually people here leave and then go on to the next generation, we don't want them to be.
So yeah, shiny content does training, there's no training, there's not enough training.
There's no training, and I'm talking new specific.
Oh, there's not training here, I guess, right, mentoring,
In theory, yes, but really, some people get burned to the fire. Jillian thought she was going to be writing more here, but she's been editing, and she's been learning on her feet. So it's been weak there. Sometimes they go with an angle, but it doesn't check out what they think it is. And panic, and you get a B- story, and then they're going with friends.
how do you prepare?
Well, we bring,
Specific, be concrete.
okay, we bring alumni in who work in the area. We can have you.
Guys like Jason,
Jason?
Jason, fix everything. Jason, wow.
He can learn from his experience. He also ran the newsroom here, and I'm sure we have other women, the breakers with them. We have several alumni who work in the area.
And who what?
Now,
Show, you belong. Those to be passed.
you really have to start almost from the ground up. We have brothers in here who didn't even know lead and nut, or what an angle is, and so on. If you have to start there, then if that's what it takes to get them on the right track.
That's what you're saying, start there, it's not something you can do.
I can also do.
What was the best section of this? What made it the best?
Well researched stories, and is the biggest one. I figure if you only have 8 in a semester, the stories you put in there have to be that much longer. If you have a weak issue, you don't have one right behind it. That's where I go with every story.
What was the best story?
Are you saying sports?
The one
Any story.
okay, so sports. It might be mine. This story, I finished the story this week on special admissions. There's like a one admission section, and then there's another one you get into if you have some kind of talent. That means you didn't get into raising test score here, but you have a talent like saxophone or engineering or something. But
For sports?
for sports, yeah, it's meant for athletes. And I called down there to figure out a breakdown because it's 41 people, and they tell me, well, we can't give you a this is right. We can't give you a breakdown. So then I said, okay, who's on the committee? Because there's a committee you go to if you appeal, you're etc. And I was in this room and they told me, yeah, we can give you the number of the committee because it's all faculty anyway. Then the next morning, I get an email and they said, we can't release which is the story. We can't release the number. So I got to work on that.
That's going to content.
Yes.
Well, that's what it's pretty cool.
One year.
You can do it without. Welcome. Once graduated, lift up the basket and hold up.
Okay.
That's about that problem.
I'm here. I'm ready. Pick me off.
It's being live.
You're all live. You're right there.
I know that, but I don't want to feel Anywho,
Wait, you're a journalist? You don't want to be covered by the people? You cover people? Whatever. Go ahead.
you know, I've seen memes and
Well, that's right.
Okay.
In 5
Last,
minutes.
last issue, I read a story on how there's a lot of football players who grow poor. They come here, they grow poor, and then I've had a part of people about the Houston stuff like kind of high, iron your pants, how to stars. And we ran a story on that. Guys end up coming to football program.
Sum it up.
Yes, and Partridge has invested out. So not only are they learning their craft football, but they also learn skills they can use in the work.
That's color football.
How many of these like excellent stories did you write yourself?
The two I just think of.
Okay, so from I guess experience in the newsroom, how much experience do you have delegating? As far as your session.
Last spring, I was having the most of it myself. This semester hasn't been. Brett has been me for the most part, just where it's one in the next issue. But I've delegated a lot more, probably because there's people in here I trust. Last spring it was just Rodolph who would do it, and other people would come every now and then, every few weeks. But I've delegated most of it to these two, and Rodolph who is not here.
So the majority of the content is
Not this year. The game is that day.
Out of the people running for this position, who's the best writer?
I am
Who's the best
Who's the
reporter?
manager?
Hold on, who's the best reporter?
best reporter. I know how to report, but it can be taught. You know, I showed up here last November, and my writing is terrible. And I used to be, I still read, Sunset Road. The guy who was writing the story, Peter, is fired now. But I would read his stuff. I'd read his stuff, and I'd say, man, I'm terrible. You know, we have multiple sources, multiple perspectives, and this is daily. You know,
Yeah,
I say, I'm
Yeah, it's on.
Question.
Yes, sir.
He knows about most of the books, right?
Yeah.
So why? With the analysis, why do I know all the books?
Okay, I'll say this. I haven't read Star Wars yet. Take a look at those. First of all, I'm low light.
Why?
Because I know how to correct the grip, but I'm also not about rubbing the wrong way. Not for the staff roles, but because if you're not happy in here, your work, you can see your work is forced, and then the reader sees it and it's boring.
Are you saying you're nurturing? You know how to keep order, but not favor people, or
Yeah, there's a way to be firm and still get the point across without making somebody think, man, I don't want to come back tomorrow. think I've done well with that. And, I would hope the news will trust my reporting and editing and writing skills as well. I'm not the right.
So the performance, how build that trust is the writer, reporter.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, that's how it should go when someone shows up here a year later, they should be better than their work.
The one in the.
Oh, yeah, I'll get that. Sure. So this is with Bell. And everybody goes behind doors and really not happy with you. And they want you to ready to get over with people and leave. How do you deal with that? What's the first thing that you do? Start for anger?
You're not in there.
You weren't, but I know.
Okay, I know that. I know.
You know that.
So how do you reestablish control? How do you address it? First, second, third.
Okay, first thing I do is try to go to everybody, personally before I try to get talking.
One, Jack, see why. Why?
See why exactly? Because it might be a bunch of reasons that they're all pissed off, or it might be a bunch of reasons that I can think of.
Okay, now you talk to them in this business.
What would they like me to do?
But
They all want you to do different things.
They all want different things.
Or they want something to be
That's why the conflict.
So I have to go and figure out what they are and take care of each one by one.
And do what each individual wants to do.
Well, we're all conflicting.
If they're all conflicting, I have to find a way, a middle ground that we can meet, and maybe they won't be solved.
What if it's conflicting in the manner of, let's say, your managing editor wants you to fire your photo editor, or your photo editor wants you to fire your name. There's no middle ground.
You want me to answer that specifically?
That's hypothetical. Come on.
I think the question is, if you talk to everybody and you cannot find a middle ground, which is the definition of conflict, what do you do with that? You're not going to, let's stipulate right now that whatever the hell it is, there is no middle ground. Your fractions in the newsroom and they just are never going to agree on the middle ground. What do you do?
I can be a mediator.
Can't mediate. There's no middle ground.
You can make an executive decision and say, what I say goes. But there's also a caveat to that.
So you're saying an executive decision, or you're going to, you should explain it.
If it's got that bad to where people are talking to each other, then I have already got the ball. The caveat to making an executive decision is you don't want to have people feel like, well, whatever I suggest, he's just going to knock down and do it.
So what you're saying, you're not gonna get that point.
No. I mean, look, I've been honest in here. When I'm not happy, like, I let people know cordially, and we handle it. And I would hope you guys bring the same back to me.
What if they don't?
We're done.
That's too much. Ask the answer.
Any other questions, you guys?
Yeah, I have a question. Wes, how are you going to enforce that?
Well,
You're always a baby, right? You got to follow that.
we've had problems. Part of it is making them fair. Part, like, making them fair, like, don't come to me Friday and have me have a story on Monday. You know? And
The deadlines have been unfair about this?
some of them have. And the bigger issue is you don't tell the writer.
Deadline is unfair.
Unfair, like, I come in here Friday, and then you rush the entire process. You rush telling me the angle, you rush telling me who to talk to, you rush telling me the right questions to ask. So then when I go to report, my questions are shoddy, I'm not getting the right information, the story's shoddy.
So if your editor is giving you an angle, telling you to talk to you, giving you a contact info, telling you to write, what are you doing?
Not really that. When I showed up, Zach was pretty simple.
Can you just can you answer the question in according to this amount of other people? Deadlines are unfair just for you in one instant or for like
They are unfair, but the way you enforce them.
well, no, you made a big charge.
Okay, how are they unfair?
I'm gonna answer the charge. You said deadlines are unfair.
What is the deadline? How many days do you have to write it?
It's unfair if a writer has a deadline looming and he doesn't know. And then the day before, you go back and say, hey, where's the story at? And he's like, I haven't been working on it. I didn't know I had that.
That happens a lot.
That has happened. The way you enforce, let's say that the writer knows the deadline. The way you enforce it when 5 p.m. comes, before 5 p.m., hey, where's it at? I don't have it. How close are you? I'm not close. Cut it. But for print, it's a little bit different because you have to do the piece. But print is also, it's every other week.
You haven't answered the question. One, I'm still hung up on this unfair deadline thing. I don't even do that unfair on it. But anyway, let's slide by that for a second. You have been one of the editors in the news meetings, and I watch you guys kill stories that have nothing left. How are you going to have anything left? You're proposing a solution you've already tried and it didn't work. Give me a solution that is going to work, or how are you going to make this solution successful when it wasn't this semester?
The solution of enforcing deadlines?
That's what you just said.
The way I would prefer to do it is cut the first story. The first story, we cut it.
What he said is that you guys have done that. You cut
Didn't
all
we
the
do that?
stories and you
Haven't you done
stories.
that this semester? I've watched people in the news meeting. Have you already done this? Am I wrong? Am I delusional?
We cut the stories, but those were along for a month. I'm saying the first time it happened. And then the second time, the next story comes around, they realize, hey, I gotta make that.
What ones did it explain? You cut the story. You're gonna have to, are you going to?
An evergreen, or you can paste it down with the photos, or something like that. You never have to just put table content in there just to do it.
You feel comfortable for what's happened this semester?
I felt guilty because Vivian was running on her. Vivian was going to do it. I felt guilty. Very funny. I felt guilty. I felt guilty because she was handling such a large volume of stories and she didn't have anybody to help.
Yeah. Any other questions?
What's your big vision for this thing?
I'm not a fan of special issues. I like to have general ones that appeal to the bulk of the student body. Maybe be on, increase on social media presence, because it happens so often we go 2 or 3 days without tweeting. Even if it's tweeting like something that's happening on campus, if it's not even a day or 2 story, that puts us in someone's computer screen. And we need a lot more hard news.
I think get that hard news. You're a sports guy, because it's different how you story. And you're saying Julian is new and overworked, he could be a news editor.
Julian is my news editor, but she's not exactly inclined to do public records like Lulu and Lulu. Lulu and Darren.
All right, so what are you going to do? You said you need more hard news.
They both can put the news back on hard news.
Dylan and Lulu are going to provide your hard news.
Yeah.
Very talking.
Yeah, it's about me.
And Dylan too.
I think you mean investigative team. That's what sounds like.
It's hard to find, like I told you, Jason, it's hard to find people who have a passion. So when you have to, when you got people on as long as
I try to tease that out. Sort of, I focus the spotlight on it.
I can't hear me.
That's okay. You want to tease that out. Tease out the people who have a passion for going along, use the sports thing, and going after something that might be hard to do.
Sure. And we need more of that. Please, don't want. People, whoa, here.
You want
Here, I mean, here.
Why?
People show up to write what they want to write.
So, you're the boss.
I understand, but if you stuck me writing features or something, I mean, I like features, but it's getting me. If you stuck me having to cover the president or something, I might just get pulled with it and not come back. You know, on paper, yes, piece work. You pick a piece and you got to be there 3-4 days a week.
I show up to my newsroom, I want a job. I don't want to do it. So they just tell me what I want to do.
You know, there's a.
What about paying your dues? That's a lot of work long, but working it up something you want.
You do pay. Well, it's
Over a
happened.
series of beats.
It's happened too often here where they write you these stories and then they say, well, I'm not interested.
that's.
So what you're saying is that if they're, you're gonna, there's a trade-off. You're gonna lose them if you put them in a position they don't want, instead of putting them somewhere they do want.
Okay, well, hold on, I got a question. So what, if you said earlier the purpose of the AP is to inform students first before you can make decisions. Okay, so if we're only informing them about, I mean, if half the students who walk in the door want to write a movie review, and the other half want to write band reviews, or maybe you have 3 people and the third person wants to write sports, how are you getting your important news? Because no, I don't see they charted in the door saying, I want to cover
Yeah, they're hard to find.
the SG.
They're hard to find, which is why I'm glad that Lou and everyone else on it coming back.
So then your answer is 2 ex-editors who could get a job at any time or an internship and leave behind a job. There's no middle ground in this.
If they do, we go in another direction.
What's the other direction?
Going in the classroom,
We do that anyway. Don't we?
What's the point of the beam system? I'm not familiar with it. What's the point?
study content on a specific section of the university.
Well, that's part of it. That's what you get in a reader.
But what's the theory behind it? That's what you're getting at. What's the theory behind these? Why did you have to? Why would it make sense at all for us? Teach our writers to develop sources first of all, and then how to find and report stories.
You know, what's really frustrating about the last few minutes is a total lack of creativity. So there's this big argument about whether we should, a comm school would want to assign you guys to the thing, if you don't like it, go to hell. Obviously, that's a little too draconian. Then, of course, like, free love, let's do whatever you feel like. That's not going to help either. When Jason was here, the first thing he said he wanted to do was he wanted to be an environmental reporter. Why? Because he had that in his head. Do you like going outside? Oh, no, it's dirty. So what kind of environmental reporter is that? Yes, he did. So he eventually got on the beat of SG, and that's where he won $5,500 because he figured out that, like, you could do news that way. His conception of what it was is stupid. And then there's actually a lot there to do. So I guess, like, all that as a preface to, have you guys even, you're part of the editing team, have you even asked people they want to do? You just kind of wrote it off, and it's never going to work, so whenever you're going to talk to anyone about it.
We did have a deep system for the budget this semester, but it wasn't all that.
Why? Tell me why, Wes. I can tell you why.
Well, someone tells them.
Yeah.
I want to know, you're going to look for editors. If you don't know why something failed, how do you know how to fix it?
It failed because of what I said, but it also failed because if you write a story that doesn't go up on time, or you're not getting any better, or school got in the way, or other obligations, and that was why. We never had anything consistent.
I think it failed because you guys have a tendency, all these problems you're saying, all the other things, your solution is a set of a beat system and send a bunch of blank emails. And they don't show people they want to talk, and yes, it did not work. That is true assessment of how you guys do things around here, how you recruit people, how you mentor people, and how you psych them up to do a good job. I will share a Google Doc with you on Tuesday. I wonder why they're not psyched to work with you. You're running as a people's candidate. That's why I'm asking you this question.
He's right. We should be a little bit more creative than that. We should be a little bit more creative here. Thank you all for coming. What I'm saying is this. We didn't run you off. But other people got ran off because they have to go to the hierarchy. I'm not saying like we're done. We're not done. Can we talk about that a little bit? So, a bunch of people came in the door this semester.
77 signed up for, or were at our youth, or what is it called?
Yeah, open house.
Open house. There you go.
Okay, plus, yeah, we got a huge list of people. Now, not all of them are here today. Not all of them were here last week. So we didn't keep everybody. We have retention problems. We not need those people. How would you address retention? We need to address retention. Some of them say out anyway. Some of what? Some of them just say, well, I'm not going to do that. True. I don't expect to keep everybody.
Talking about the other half.
The way to keep them around is by making them feel like they're part of the newsroom. I'm going there. By helping them to write the stories they would like to do.
Who?
The writers who stick around.
No. Who's helping them?
Yeah.
Which editor?
The entire
Anybody who's standing around in a show.
No, anyone who understands how to teach, if you have to, run a teach even not an angle and stuff like that. Do you have enough people to do that? We have the manpower.
77, how many people on people? How do you
Oh, we
have
had
everybody?
we probably had 8 or 9 people, good people who stick around.
Okay, so the way the system is you have to be willing to stick around. If you ignore, you come back, if you ignore, you come back, and then you know you're here. Or you can't pick people that you want to give attention to, and then they do come back. I guess what I'm trying to ask is, how do you make sure that good people don't stick to tracks? Because they're ignored, or not, or given assignments, or feel like it's anything that's hard to do, and watching out.
Well, first off, you have to recognize who is the.
They're brand new, there's no recognition.
By good, I mean, because everybody who comes in here isn't exactly journalistic. Some people work in high school and they know exactly what they want to do. You don't have to handle them. And other people, they do want to write here, but it's a different process. You got to really teach them, lead them, these are the questions to ask, these type of questions to ask. Did
you do that this semester?
Yes, I did, with Ryan, who worked in high school.
How many people did you personally do this with? If you were saying you're going to do it with everybody, how many did you personally do it with?
Ryan, Clark, and Ron.
And you trained 2 people. And you're going to ramp that up to train 50 how?
I can't do all 50.
I know.
So it's on me. It's on me to make sure the editors know.
How are the others going to know?
You're for me.
Going to
Training.
That's the mentality.
The editors need to know what they have to do with the new writer to get him right.
All right, is there any, sorry.
Can I chat one more little bit? What do you think about, would you create an improvement training editor? We need somebody like that. So you just sort of oversee the improvement, front end process, and then the back end.
I'd be open to that.
I'm not pushing at you, saying.
Have we ever had one?
It's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Have you ever had one? You talked to some former editors, you know?
I did.
I thought that was rather cool of you to actually contact former editors, because you ever run some really weird ideas by them and find out that we used to have that by them?
No,
All right, let's do this. Let's have a look at this stuff before we get back to this.
Some of us think that you're a very conservative person. How do I know that you won't censor the papers?
Conservative what?
Like he's very conservative. He won't let allow.
Oh, I didn't know this. I didn't know this.
He wouldn't allow certain words in there.
Can you ask me the question again?
Oh,
How do we know you won't censor the paper?
Okay, can I just clarify this? Is this because this one discussion about using the word ladyboy?
Yeah.
That's really what we're gonna have a question about here. You really want to pose this question? Well, then give me other examples. Otherwise, this question is like a Murphy question. It's very funny, but it makes you look like a moron. Okay. Sir.
Well, so I know that me and you are really good friends. You do sports here, I do sports for Al TV. But do you have any other interest beyond like sports in terms of collaborating with Al TV? I mean, I know I wish to get you and your staff writers, or whoever writes for sports with you, like on the panel and on our TV set. But what else do you have, or do you have actually any other ambitions for the UP collaborating with me or Al TV beyond sports, whether that go for news or entertainment?
Yes, it'd be good to collaborate with the other, with Al TV and all.
Have you done it before?
Yes, definitely.
Have you done it?
No.
Sports
Sportsboard,
Have you never think about it?
it was supposed to be in February by Tyler Tipton, and then I showed up and something happened, and he didn't show up, and then I moved the show.
But you're not opposed to it.
So,
I mean, we've had you over once before, but our schedules hasn't been like, I mean, ever since that day when we met up.
All right, so you're willing to do it, but we haven't done anything.
just to make a point, I mean, I think it's more of the movement between Al TV and UP. I mean, like I could have called up Al TV if I could just call up Al TV and say, hey, I want a videographer here and I want to shoot this and I want to put it on web. It would be really easy, but there's no medium for that. There's no system. I mean, as a reporter, I think everyone, if they're doing web content, they want to have a page and they want some video about their web content, and there's no system for that right now.
That's a good lever way to get there. We've had that system in the past. It kind of comes and goes depending on everybody else. But that would be advisable.
So, same question for Twitter. What plans do you have to promote the paper and get more people to pick it up?
First, we have to figure out what stories belong on the site. Is it news that people are picking up? Features?
How are you going to do that? How are you going to figure that out?
Looking at all the times from the past semester.
Did you do it right?
We have to.
You're running for this job.
I've seen it. Yeah.
All right, say you figure out the answer to this question. So say you figure it out. Figure out what the returns are. You figure out what people are leaving. Then what do you do? Want to make some stickers?
No. Once you figure out what belongs on the cover, then you can go outside. And that means, usually tables.
You don't do that. There's something you're not already doing.
Maybe promotional items like
what?
The water bottle or shirts.
The water bottles are better than stickers? Break out one. What are you going to do that's different, exciting, new? It's going to clean these guys' toes and promote the paper. You have a new idea. But we haven't heard a lot of new ideas today. No, it's been really dry and heard about new ideas.
We also can use the other two outlets. Can that?
Now, but not lately. So maybe we used to have a radio segment on Owl Radio. We had a news show on Owl Radio. Yes, we did. I don't want to wait. That'd be awesome. I'll give you something to do.
Wes, building on this question, what do you think you know? Do you have any ideas for you think to add?
Yeah, anything new. Right? This question's down more than anything new.
Oh, yeah, anything new. You see anything that's missing?
Outside of our news?
Yeah, I'm talking about stories.
Anything.
About features and elements of columns or departments.
Yeah,
or
Joe on wanting to write columns here.
Now, your idea. Out of your head, some new crazy idea you want to try. The motto of this place should be try, fail, try again, and fail better. What's this big idea? Tell Neil some big idea you're going to try. Just like, they come out with every car line has a little economic car. They sell a lot of those. They come out with one crazy-ass sports car. Very few people are going to buy it. It's really expensive. The whole idea is that's a crazy-ass idea. That's the motivational thing that fires you. That's how leadership works. Give us a big West idea. Look at me like I'm crazy. That's what
I know that our staff is capable of putting out solid general issues.
Okay, it's all general issues. That's people like those.
I have a question about issues, by the way. So, are you stuck with this bi-weekly schedule? Do you have,
Fair question. We had one other
different
candidate
schedules?
brought this up, so what's your thought?
I would rather be weekly, but we're stuck under this contract, to my understanding, unless we go back to news.
So would you do that?
I'm not sure students could pick it up. If
The answer is no.
if you did it over the summer and then brought me back in the fall,
Interesting. I never thought about that. You want to do that? You're just thinking about that right
I
now.
gotta wait this semester first.
I see. But you just came up with that idea right now.
Yeah.
Interesting idea to explore. Anybody?
Well, is there any historical knowledge that when you get from newsprint to magazine that suddenly everyone started picking up magazines? Or was it just because it was prettier?
If you haven't studied any numbers that it's actually so I want to ask Mr. Muhammad, here's the thing. I have a question for you before I let the next question. Did Muhammad ask another question?
No.
Sorry, Muhammad, you don't know. Yeah.
This is just a yes or no question. Because obviously, and it's not just West, a lot of the candidates don't have a lot of creative ideas, are you open to exploring new ideas and not only just open to it and saying yes, but also fostering those new ideas for conventional ideas for the UP?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, I have a question.
Joseph, very quickly.
You know, we all have really great ideas and stuff, but what is your confidence in yourself as being an executor? You know, someone that can actually make this stuff happen. You know, are you the person that just puts the ball in the hoop or, you know, hits the home run? Are you that kind of person? Or you just make?
I think I can run a newsroom?
Yeah, can you do it? Can you execute? Can you get the people to write the stories? Can you train the people? Are you going to train them yourself? Is it on you?
Yes, but it is completely on me.
Okay. Any more questions? All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a 5-minute break. We're doing a 10-minute break. It's like 65 miles an hour. We're going to go about 75 miles an hour. We're going to take a 5-minute break. We're going to come back here. We're going to do 2 things. One, you guys, with all the candidates here, we want to hear some statements from you. Like, if you feel like it, tell us who you liked and who you hated to influence these guys on the votes, right? And then the second thing we're going to do, these guys are going to vote. But they don't vote. They as they go along. So we're going to do that in 5 minutes, we can, and break, and keep, do whatever you want to do. You don't have to stay here, I'm going to go get your candidates and tell them they can come here, but 5 minutes at a time. We have to do what we'll be ready. We should make you stay on top of your game.
Why would you make me right? You were there. We can do that. Yeah, the green light.
Hello. Hey, girls. How many books do you have? I just said
Yeah, you know, do it. You know? Do it. The article, I'll like, have your like notes or
Okay.
You guys in contact with the well, you want to start?